What is going on, everybody? How's your day? How's your weekend? This is your boy Sean, aka Stay Puff 1983, and I'm back with another episode of Chatting with the Comic Community. Today's episode we're pretty much going to be talking about the community itself and the kindness that it shows, and all the AOKs, and we'll also be recapping last week's adventure down in Tampa with this guy right here. Steve Whiting, Stone Cold.
What is happening? Hope everybody's having a good day, good weekend.
Yeah. We got Unruly Simeon in the chat. First one here. What's going on? It was a pleasure being on with you yesterday on the Make Power Hour. Hopefully we can have some future videos together.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely got to get Unruly on here so we can get near that Fantastic Four wall.
Yeah.
That wall is fire, son.
And we got Fuchsia Only, who is lurking because she's getting ready to go out. So thanks for popping in.
Thanks to Fuchsia. She saved my daughter. I told my daughter, she said she's going to Utah. I said, well, Fuchsia and soldiers in Utah, and they told me it's cold as hell there. She goes, what? So she grabbed a jacket. And all the other girls were freezing there, so she had a jacket. All because I talked to Soldier and Fuchsia about Utah.
And that's recently, huh?
Yeah, she just got back last night. She went for a week hiking all over Utah.
Hey,
she loved it.
So we got the surprise guest, Big Remo.
Yeah,
cut the COVID from.
Remo. With a
yo, man, it's awesome to have you on here. Yo, when you sent me your email yesterday, I was like, yo, Big Remo's making an appearance. Awesome.
Yeah, man, I had to cut the COVID fro this morning. I don't know if you guys saw my post with the sink full of afro hair. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I was thinking I might need to trim this up, Remo. I might be wholesome. I've been washing the hell out of it.
Yeah, man, that's the thing. My daughter wants to say hi.
Hello. Hey.
So yeah, I thought I'd jump on with you guys, man. I appreciate the invite, man.
No problem, man. It's great to have you on. So let me get this right. Is this your second appearance on YouTube stream?
I want to say, yeah, because Bake invited me on for the draft party.
I was on that one too.
Yeah.
Bam!
Me and Steve was on there for about a good 3 hours, man. So we got to chill out.
That was fun as hell.
And yeah, man, I haven't gone back on since, man. I've been during the whole COVID-19 thing. Like I'm essential. I work at Coca-Cola, so you know what I mean. We sell water, so we couldn't shut down. They wouldn't, we had to supply all the grocery stores and liquor stores and everything. So
yeah.
And I run the inventory for the warehouse. So I had 200,000 cases. I had to every day, man. I had to make sure we had enough water. You know what I mean? Because people were going crazy for it. So unfortunately,
that's funny. You see people need water. I just see people at the well.
Yeah, man. That's what I was
filling up bottles.
Use your water hose, yo.
Yeah.
Stay home, put a mask on. You know what I mean? I grew up off the water hose, so I was, you know what I mean?
Yeah, me too. You're thirsty, man. I'm over at Sean's house. I'm like, Sean, man, I'm gonna get a drink of water, and I just go right to the hose.
Yeah, man, that's me, man.
You are going in the house and all that.
I do it at my mom's house still. My daughter's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just getting some water, man. That's how we do it."
But Remo, when you're a kid, you knew that going in the house, may lead to you not getting back out.
Yeah, or if you were at a friend's
house. So you
house,
did not chance that.
If you went to a friend's house, depending on the parent, they might not let you in.
No. They might not let you in. And if you go to your house, you might not get back out. Oh, I got tours for you.
Yeah, you smell like puppy dog.
No, sir.
Yeah. You want to stay outside at least until the 6, 7.
Hey, Sean, we had orange trees and tangerine trees and all kinds of stuff, right? Man, I would not go in for no reason. I go right to that tree, grab me some orange and stuff, and keep on going. That's all I needed, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not going in the house. No, sir.
Dude, I was fortunate when I grew up. My whole neighborhood before it got developed, because I'm in the Bay Area, but I lived in almond orchards. You know what I mean? So my houses were surrounded by almond orchards and pecan orchards. So it was just dirt. So my mom, she would, have us in our little, shorts and tank tops and put us all cocoa buttered down and send us out to play. And by the time I come, I had like 2 inches of mud stuck to me because I've been playing in all the rototiller fields. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you come to the door and you're like, "Oh, let me get some water," they're like, "Get out of here! You better go wash your hand with the water."
Yeah, you
hose.
too dirty. I used to get hosed down outside. I couldn't even get in.
Yeah. Or like you said, Steve, if you show up at the front door of your house talking about, "Let me get some water," they're gonna be like, "Yeah, after you finish cleaning your room."
Them dishes need to be washed. That grass needs to be mowed.
The garbage out, go mow the lawn, go get the rake and finish what your dad did. Oh yeah.
Hey, just think, Remo, we complain about not having our phones now, but back then you wouldn't have wanted a phone. They would get
Nah,
come on.
Heck no. You don't want no phone.
You had that.
Touch with
You had that permanent excuse. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I couldn't hear you.
I
I was too far away.
I went to the store. I missed all your messages.
Yeah. Now you're like, man, you got a phone. I see you on that phone every time. When I call, you never answer.
Or when you show up at the house and your mom's like, "So and so called, Jimmy called, Billy called, David called." You're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. See, back in the day, like if I called you, Remo, and you didn't answer, man, I was on that bike. Man,
Right?
what's he doing? Man, they having fun without me.
Find out what he's doing.
Hell yeah.
Man, back in the day, man, like I said, we ain't had no phones, so we had to live without technology and stuff. Nowadays, kids got phones everywhere they giving phones to babies now, man.
Man, they gave my daughter a Chromebook. She's got Zoom. She's got all this stuff she's doing. I'm like, man, if it was us, they would have gave us a packet. You know what I mean? With all your assignments, and told you to bring it back in 6 to 8 weeks, and you come get another one. You know what I mean? Like,
what's up, Bane?
Yo, what's up?
Oh, you know what? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me? This ain't Bane. I'm about to show you Bane in a second. Hold on.
Yo. What's up, Matt?
Oh, hell yeah.
Hey man, we're at Prime Time Gaming. Me and the Comic Hall crew. My man Larry is right over here.
Yo, Larry, what up?
We back over here again, my friends. Good evening. How's everything going, Steve?
Going good, Al.
Remo.
What's up? Yeah, man, my mask is too small for my face, but I don't care. I don't care because I'm still practicing social distancing, man. But man, we over here at Prime Time Gaming and Making. We had to come back, man, because they had some good stuff. I'm gonna do a Biggie Shaq and show you some of the stuff that we looking at right now.
Man, you got to go through there like this.
Right? Like a typewriter.
Yeah.
And then C1 be grabbing it.
Oh, little Fathom.
Yeah, Matt just picked that one up.
Woo!
Nice.
That's some heat.
You killing Sean She-Hulk.
Yeah, Sean, man, I've been looking for that sensational She-Hulk. We've been on the hunt for that for you. And yeah, can y'all still see me and hear me?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, y'all have to forgive the perspiration because sometimes when you're digging, you tend to
sweat a little bit, right?
Manly sweat.
Perspire.
Yes, perspiration. Yeah, man. But I wasn't gonna hold y'all on, man. If y'all still on by the time I get back home, I'll jump on, man. But
we're gonna be on a minute for sure.
Hey, just
in the hunt right now.
Yeah, just keep showing those comics, man. That's what we love for.
Yeah, man. Hold on. Can y'all see the Firestorm?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. These are some dollar bin beauties. Dollar bin. I've been missing these right here, Jack of Hearts. So I had number one, so I needed to get the rest of them. Just in case I'm on the hunt. Got me some strange sports stories.
Man, I've never seen that. Yeah. Oh, look at that nice one.
Yeah, man. This one right here is an amalgam You know when DC and Marvel hooked up.
Oh yeah.
So
Damn, Cap
yeah,
looks like he has some Earl Campbell thighs.
Right?
yeah, man. So then I got this right here is the first appearance of
Oh,
Lyra.
nice.
Yeah,
Mm.
$6. Can't beat that. And
Right.
then look,
Oh,
15 bucks. So
That what you missing in your collection?
I am. So I'm one issue. Once I pay for this, man, I'm one issue shy of getting closer to my goal. So that's what we're doing, folks. A
Yeah, we
little
need the round
chat.
we need the round hole or the round table back, man. I
Man, I
know.
told you they suspended our channel, man, for this toy, man. I had to unsubscribe to the channel. They hit us up, man, for the copyright thing. I was disgusted with them. I was highly disgusted. So how y'all guys doing today?
we
Nothing
doing
much, man.
good.
I just came back. I was able to snatch this up. My shop has a bunch of X-Men books, so I snatched this
Oh,
one.
Oh, nice.
yeah, that's nasty right there, boy. Carol Danvers was like, you
And I
know what?
picked
She
up
had
some
ruined
new
my life.
comics. And look, this nice Bitterroot Prince cover.
Ooh. Yeah, I got that one coming. That one is dope. But you know, I didn't realize until this one came out. You know, they've been doing movie variants ever since the series started. So they have a Do the Right Thing variant.
Yeah.
I
They got
got
a
a
few other variants too.
I got a short, long story about that issue. It happened to me like 2 days ago, man. 3 days ago.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, man.
that's what's
I
up.
actually had to get into it with the shop owner at one of the shops that I go to by my job because it's not my LCS, but it's close to my job. So I would go there and buy books because I could kind of make it there before I would make it to my LCS. And my LCS, it would be sold out because they're a small store. But I went there before the shutdown, and they had the Do the Right Thing variant. It was like $34, right? So, and it had just came out, and I had inquired about it, and he was like, "Oh, we had to send ours back because it was damaged," which I thought was odd. But when I seen it, it was $34. So I was like, in my head, over the shutdown, it had went up to like $100 and something. So
Ooh.
So I was like, and that's how much it was selling it for online. But I just figured that's because nobody could get it. So I was like, all right, if I go back there after this shutdown and it's on that wall for $34, I'm buying it. You know what I mean? So I went back and I was picking up, like they emailed me and told me they had a book for my pool list. So I went and picked it up. And I got in there. The dude, I had an issue with him, the owner, right before the shutdown happened, because when I walked in, he didn't recognize me as coming in there a lot. So he immediately started going in on me about washing my hands and putting sanitizer on and all this stuff. And I was just like, yeah, I'll do that. I got gloves on, it's all good. So this time when I showed up, he had on the Warriors had this thing during Black History Month where they had these shirts that called Beyond 28, meaning like after 28 days of Black History Month, you shouldn't forget. You should keep on, remembering and supporting. Yeah,
Right.
and he was trying to hit me to what it was about because I was like, man, I don't even care what it's about, really. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I live it every day. I don't have to be, I don't have to be told about it. You know what I mean? By some basketball team. So he thought he was going to start telling me that, and in the process of the conversation, he kind of made it known that he was he was an unsavory character. You know what I'm saying? He was basically letting me know he wasn't honorable. He wasn't righteous. So I was like, let me buy my books and leave. But I saw the book for $34, and I was like, and in my mind, I was like, don't ask the question, but let me ask: is that a second print? Because I had seen God Tank post a second print. He hit me to, hey man, if they sold out the first, they got the second print, and it's just as good. And I was like, all right, I'll take a second print, but I wasn't gonna buy a $34 second print. You know what I mean? So he's all, well, let me check. He's all, because a lot of these books have gone down in value since the shutdown. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll pay 34 or less. So he starts looking and he's like, oh no, yeah, bad news. Yeah, it's gone up considerably. So he asked like $120, and I'm like,
What?
Okay, so he's like, he took the book off the wall and he walks it back to his wife in the back and gives it to her, and he comes back and acts like nothing happened, right? So I'm like, all right, let me get that book, let me get my pool book, and then I was stewing inside, you know what I mean? Because I was like, this motherfucker just was like the most. I find it in the hunt, and then he's gonna mark it up, and I'm like, all right, fuck you, you know, in my head. So I leave. Excuse my language. So I leave, and then I'm on the phone, I'm on the freeway, and I'm like, you know what? Damn, man, I call him back, and I got like 8-9 books on my pool list. I got, hey, man, cancel all my subscriptions. I said, I ain't never coming back to your store ever again.
That's right.
And then he tried to explain to me, like, oh, well, I was going to sell it to you for $34. I said, if you would have sold it to me for $34, brother, I would have left with that book.
Yeah, you would have said it right there. Here.
Yeah.
I told you 34.
Yeah, but
if you don't get it, then I'm going to mark it up.
There you go. There you
go.
And I told him, I said, look, I said, I just started collecting. I had stock for about 28 years. I said, and the reason why I stopped was because of shop owners like you. And this goes back to New Mutants 98. When New Mutants 98 came out, they had marked it up the day of to $25. You know what I mean? Because they were anticipating it was going to be something, and they marked it up to $25. So I was like, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? And it kind of soured me to the whole comic book thing because all the shops were doing that at that time. So I was like, I'm not doing this no more. You know what I mean? I started chasing girls and buying cars, you know what I mean? And so it kind of flashed me back to that. And I was just like, and I told him that, he tried to tell me oh no, he was like, you're being dishonest because you know more about the book than I do. And I said, hey brother, you own the shop.
You own the shop.
I own the shop.
It's your business.
You know what I mean?
How you don't know your stuff?
Yeah, and I was like, that's the whole point of it. If I go to your shop,
ain't that like some dumb people, man?
Yeah, it's exactly, like if I get a book for $1 and it's worth quote unquote $20, that's the whole point of the hunt.
Yeah, the hunt. What do you think we hunt for? To pay regular price? We can do that from home.
Dirty and picking through your books that your cat done walked over for the last 6 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was my short but long story about that book, man.
See, that's that bullshit, man. I can't stand when I ask a question, you know, and they want to go and look up the value of the book. Yeah, when you already got the damn price on the fucking book, man, why are you even looking it up?
Yeah.
Hey, this book right here, I got for free. You know why? Because it's damaged. It came with some bent on the sides and stuff, but he gave it to me for free because he know I wanted the series.
Yeah.
That is a considerable thing, honorable thing that a comic shop would do. You know, if you give me a damaged copy and you give it to me for free, hey, that's good because I can still read it.
Bro, I come back to your shop every week and spend a minimum of $50. A minimum of $50. If you pull your pool list and you get 5-6 copies of your pool list, different issues, plus whatever else you grab when you're in there, you're not leaving a shop every week without spending at least $30. You know
at least.
Yep.
At
you
least
get 5 books with taxes, $30 every time.
And you're gonna go in there and find something else, a back issue or something. You know what I mean? If they have good back issues, or you're gonna find something you didn't get the week before, if they have it in stock, and it's like,
or if you're a cover guy like me, you're gonna see a good cover and say, "Damn, I'm gonna get that."
Absolutely. Or you might be buying for somebody else.
Hey, Remo, I'm that guy that could come in at a car place with no badges on a car, and I can pick the most expensive car. You can guarantee that shit. I will go to that car and say, I like this one. They go, well, Mr. Whiting, that's the most expensive car in the lot. Every time.
Right?
And my oldest daughter got the same thing. She does the same thing.
Why do you think it takes so hard for me to find stuff,
I mean, it could be 100 of them up there. I'll be like, man, this one here looks nice. Yeah. Damn, you found it. The most expensive.
Is, I ended up going on eBay and finding not the Do the Right Thing cover, but I got the Purple Rain, the New Jack City, and the Juice cover for $25, and they're all pre-ordered, and they'll be in a couple of weeks. You know?
Look what Biggie put.
And they are, man. They're foul.
They are.
I mean, not all of them. Let me tell
you. Not all. But a lot of them, man, if they think that book's hot, we don't have it. But next week they'll have it at the jacked up price.
Yeah,
that shit burns.
Yeah, that shit sucks, man. I can't stand that.
What.
Yeah,
especially when it's a new damn book.
Yeah, it just came out.
A new book. Yeah, it's supposed to be on the shelf. You've been looking at this coming out. Oh, we didn't get that.
Exactly, because you
Oh,
don't.
and now it's $25 when they do get it. Yeah, okay.
And he'll
Yeah.
have like golden and silver age up on the walls, and it's like I don't even want to ask because it's marked. But if that's what it's gonna be, like he had like a Silver Surfer #1 on his wall for like $85, $95, and I'm like, yeah. As soon as I say go grab it, and I'm gonna pay $95, you're gonna tell me it's $375. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna do. You know, so you're not gonna crush my heart.
it's your you know what I mean? It's like gas prices.
Yeah.
If you advertise $1.85,
yeah,
I go to you, go, man, I forgot to turn the price up.
yeah.
I'm gonna say, well, turn it up after you give me my $1.85 gas. You turn it up what you want. But if you got that up there, that's what it is.
And
what you advertise.
And that tells me that he's not within the community. It's like he's there to make money, which we all are. But what I'm saying is there's a way to go about it. It's like being a player coach. You know what I mean? There's a coach, and then there's a player coach who's actually on the team, that's part of the team, and he's gonna do everything for the team, but he's actually trying to help. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if that makes sense. Like shops that are out there for the bread, like they. You know, like there's this one guy, he sits, the dude's got to be about 750 pounds. I'm a big dude, but he's like 750 pounds. And he sits in the middle of his shop with long boxes, and he's always buying collections. So he's got all these long boxes. You won't get up and he'll just be like, yeah, you know, this is going on, this is that, blah, blah, blah. And you go through, and you'll go through, none of the comics are marked, right? So you go through the long boxes, you start finding everything, and then all of a sudden he'll be like, well, let me look it up.
yeah, I'm not with that.
I was like, man, I'm not coming back.
If you ain't got enough, if you don't have time to mark the book, but you got time to go through eBay to give me a price, I'm out. I won't buy it. I don't care if you say it's $1.
I'm not coming back.
Big Guy, what's your thoughts, man, on this whole?
I agree completely. And let me just say this, Big Remo, I've not been on the show with you, man, but my name is Al. It's nice to meet you, brother.
Right on, man. Nice to meet you too.
Yes, sir. I've seen you in the chat. I've not seen you like in person. But you know, it's nice to meet you. But I had to get the formalities out of the way, Sean. But I agree wholeheartedly. We've been in situations like that too, where we've gone to various comic book stores, and you know, a lot of comic book shops now, man, especially the unsavory ones, what they'll do, they'll basically have comic books, and they'll have them like behind their golden or silver age, and they'll just have them bagged and boarded. And hold on a second.
Oh, nice.
Buyer.
Yeah, that's a buy.
You gonna get it.
Got to grab that one, bro.
You got to grab that
one.
Says
he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. Bane Jr. Let's just call him Bane. But yeah, man, you know, we've gone to certain comic book stores, man, where they'll have them like behind the counter, and when you go and ask them like how much is that, they'll immediately go to eBay. Like me personally, if you own a comic book store, you should already know what the fair market price of that book is. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You should have to go based on, because you know prices tend to fluctuate per day based on the aggregate sales and all that kind of crap. I understand that. But if you want to sell a comic book and you want to be fair about it, the last thing I want to see somebody do is go to eBay. Now, I will say this, one of the stores that I shop at in McDonough, now, at one point, it was owned by one person, and then these guys bought it out. And the guy before him, he had books that were way overpriced. So they went to eBay to see what the what the price was at that time, and it happened to be lower than what he had on the book. So in that case, it worked out. But sometimes you got people that do that and be like, man, you tripping and stuff. But I agree with y'all wholeheartedly. On another note, Sean, you sent me, I asked you last week, I think, about the books that you were looking for Sensational She-Hulk. I don't have the information with me, but I do have a stack of Sensational She-Hulks over here. So if you can let me know which ones you have or don't have, I can see what's in this pile. And if you need them, I can go ahead and get them for you.
All right, cool.
So what do you need, sir?
I need issue 14. trying to think if I
No
updated.
dice on 14.
27.
Nah, no 27.
37.
No, sir. As a matter of fact, the ones that I'm looking at here, they don't go over issue 13.
They don't go over issue 13.
Were these the only sensationals you saw?
All right.
Yeah, those are the only ones he saw. Sorry about that, man.
You might need an upgrade. Might need an upgrade on one of them.
Nah, most of mine are in good copy.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's cool, Al. I'm 6 issues away from completing the run, so them issues ain't hard to get.
Yeah, I keep looking, man. If I can find them, I'll send them to you.
Cool.
But Remo, you know what gets me is you
What's that?
do a lot of shopping in a store, right?
Yeah.
And then that $30-$40 book's up there. I'm the store owner. I'm like, man, Remo's buying a lot of stuff, man. I'm gonna give him that book for $34. He's a good customer. He's in here all the time. He's got a pull list.
Right.
He just lost not only that book getting bought at all, no one might not buy it for that price. Now he just lost $30 a week for you don't never come back.
Well, see,
that's crazy.
That's the thing. Like I told him, I was like, look, man, I said, that's a niche book. I said 9 times out of 10, the person that's gonna buy it is gonna be an African American person. And I said, and you don't obviously have that many African American people coming into your shop, or else you wouldn't have worried about me coming in there and not knowing you. You know what I mean? Because that was the vibe I told him. It was like, oh, I don't know you. What are you doing here? You know, what are you shopping for? You know, and it was just a bad vibe. You know what I mean? I was just like, man, like
that's why you got to treat everybody good. You don't know nobody. Yeah. You don't know nothing about nobody till you talk to them and get to know them.
Yeah, and it had that. And to me, it was just I'm not even gonna say he was racist. He was just a piece of crap. That was
he's just a jackass. Yeah.
Well, it didn't have nothing to do about. I just think he's a piece of crap. It didn't have nothing to do about anything other than like. And he had just sent out an email talking about we're gonna be our shop may have to close because you know he had a GoFundMe and all this other stuff to try and keep the shop open. I'm like, that's why your shop is closing. That's why.
What's up, Big Will?
Hey, I got the corona hair, so forgive me.
Hey, man, I just cut mine off, man.
Our barber shops just started reopening like last week, so I'll be going here soon.
Not here in California now, opening until almost August, man, July, August.
Well, we also have 150% increase in our cases over here too. So
yeah, I think that's everywhere, man. I think.
Yeah. Hey, and Al, thank you for wearing a mask while you out. My dad went to Walmart the other day, 50,000 people in there, and he the only one with a mask on, and they wonder why we have such an increase in my state.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, man.
I always have my hand sanitizer. I had mine throughout the whole trip in Tampa.
Yeah.
They even had them inside the shops, though, Sean. Did you notice?
I noticed. But I got to have my own with my mask.
Yeah.
This is the thing about this.
In every car, I got about a pound of gloves in every car.
Yeah.
Call me a hypochondriac, whatever, man. I'm just trying to stay safe, man. I got asthma. I got a 7-year-old daughter. I got to be here for a while. I got to at least walk her down the aisle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is the thing that I'm looking at. You know, I mean, you know, I read the statistics about it and everything, and my thing is this. You know, it might. You know, most of the statistics say that it's only going to affect a small percentage of the population. But how do you know that small percent of the population is not going to be you?
You don't.
Yep.
No. I don't want to. I don't want to be a part of either statistic. You know what I mean? Like I don't
exactly.
I just want to.
Exactly.
Stay out of the way. You know what I mean? Like.
So I will do whatever I can in order to make myself and others safe.
Yeah.
So you know, if that means that I have to go trade some kind of hermetically sealed vacuum suit. And I will do that.
Hey, short of that, man. Short of that, man. Yeah, definitely. Like,
Yeah.
I seen
Yeah,
the other
but
YouTube, they were advertising this like it was from a chest up bubble. Put on your shoulders and then you strap it around your waist, and I was like, that's a little too far, but just in case.
Richie
Little
Rich.
Richie Rich.
you know, I'm a huge fan of Richie Rich. You know, X-Men and Richie Rich. I love Richie Rich, man.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, man. Here in the Bay Area, man, our comic shops, as far as like back issues and like dollar bins, man, they're not. You guys have it good. Everybody else in the community that I don't see out here, man, like,
Oh, that's nice.
oh yeah,
Santa Mace's about to go off on that one.
yeah, those Tomb
So-
Raiders.
So,
She loves Tomb
like,
Raider.
hold it up more, Al, in terms of the book.
Can you see it good?
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. This is a pretty new store, man. They got some good stuff, man. Like
Sorry,
Hey, I already know.
my phone.
I already know Matt is making out like a bandit because every time y'all do y'all show, Matt be coming out with the steals.
Plugged up.
Yeah, he. As far as the way it is, I'm gonna break it down. Okay, so Matt is one of the kind. He'll have like the Encyclopedia of Comic Britannica on his phone, and he has apps that nobody else has access to, and he looks for books that nobody else looks for. Me, on the other hand, I'm forever in a dollar bin, in a $2 bin.
Wish, man. Whew. That's fire right there.
There you go.
Uh-huh. And Larry, he's more kind of like me, but you know, he looks for a lot of variants and stuff. So, you know, but there's some more stuff that Matt picked up. I actually found this one for him. Iron Jaw.
Yeah, those
That's
Atlas number ones, a
Trap
lot of
Jaw's
people buy
daddy
them up.
from eBay.
Yo, that place look
Anyway.
awesome though, man.
Yeah, that's a nice shot.
Man, they sell a lot of stuff, man. They do card games and stuff.
It looks almost as big as my shop. Or
And
my
this
former
is like this is the comics area right here, which they're working on. Yeah, some stuff. We got some Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
And what city is this shop located?
This is Georgia, man. Macon, Georgia.
Oh, okay. My dad, God bless, was originally from out that way, man. He was from Fitzgerald.
Okay.
I know where Fitzgerald's at, Remo.
Yeah,
That's down by Valdosta area.
yeah, that's where my dad was originally from there.
That's where all my wife's family's from. They're from Alapahaw and Osceola. In that
Okay,
area.
yeah. I've always been meaning to get out that way, but I ain't been able to make it out there yet. We had a family reunion out there a few years back, and my cousins was out there, and they was like, man, it was like the ants was the size of dogs out there. They all from New Jersey, so they, you know what I'm saying. When they go back there, they'd be like, man, it's too much, man. So it was like, man, we gonna have to go out there and buy some land, though. We gotta buy some land, so all us grandkids is trying to gather up money and gonna try and start buying some land out that way.
We got land. Let me see. I want to say like 40 or 50 acres in that area.
Yeah.
And
they were right by the Okefenokee Swamp.
Yeah.
My dad.
Hey, Georgia's the best place I ever fished for bass, and I live in Florida.
Yeah, he used to always tell
me.
Well,
them bass don't play in Georgia, man. I love to go to Georgia that way fishing.
Yeah, go fishing and hunting and stuff out that way. Shoot. Yeah, that's me. Because I've always lived in in the Bay Area. I lived in New Jersey for a few years, but my wish was always to try and get me some country. I need to get some land. I need to get me out, so I can get the hills at my back. You know what I mean? Like I need some area to just to be able to hang out at, man. I don't know. All my cousins, they left California, moved to Texas and stuff like that. And they're like, man, you need to get out of there. Get out of California, man.
Texas and Tennessee, no income tax.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what they keep telling me, man. That no income tax is huge, man. Huge.
Heck yeah, that's big.
Yeah, Florida too, right?
Florida,
Yep.
yeah.
No state taxes in Florida.
Florida is like, I always had a soft spot for Florida all my life. I always wanted to move out that way,
Yeah, it's just so humid, boy. It'll burn your ass up.
That's the thing, man. I got asthma, so I've always all the places that are tempting to move to are the ones that my health would take a hit,
Well, if you're not afraid of it, go like Kentucky.
Right. See, I've only been through Kentucky a few times. I haven't really. I don't have relatives out there. I got relatives in Ohio, or most of my relatives are in Michigan, in the Detroit area. Then I have a lot of relatives in New Jersey, in the South and Central Jersey area, and then Georgia. Georgia and Florida is kind of a mixture, but most of them are in those four places. So.
Of course, these other guys can back me up. When you live in a state that's real hot and also real humid like we do, but the trick is if you can heat up with the day, in other words, you start real early and you're out as the day heats up, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it is in Vegas. Like you go to work early in the morning so that you're off by like 10 or 11, Like my job right now, I go to work at 3:30 in the morning. I get off at noon. You know what I mean? So right when it starts getting hot, like when I get home, I gotta turn the AC on because the upstairs is just baking. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
Out of the heat. I don't like the heat. I like to warm up. I don't want to be hot. I don't want to have to try and cool down.
So the good thing about me, I work at nights, 12 o'clock to 8:30, so I don't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
High humidity heat.
Yeah.
Or traffic.
That's true too.
Y'all missed the traffic at 12 for sure. At 8, you still in it a little bit going home probably.
I might catch that school traffic because I do gotta go through a school. But other than that, it's not that heavy traffic that you get around that noontime.
Oh yeah.
I like my schedule, man. I like being up before everybody else and getting off before everybody else, What happened?
Yeah. Well, hey, I can tell you right now, Princess, the another great thing about living in the South is we mention prices. People out in California, New York laugh because they have to cry if they don't laugh when we mention prices of things.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Out here.
Ain't that the truth, man? Ain't that the truth?
I think
I went to Hawaii and oh my God, man. I was in like I drink these energy drinks a lot, and this is a big one. A small one, the version of this was $5 for one. I said, what? I can get 2 for $4 something back home.
Yeah. Hey, Remo, what's unleaded over there?
Right now it's okay. Costco or not?
Give me Costco and not.
Okay, so Costco right now is $2.58. Non-Costco is about $3.24.
Oh my God.
And that's low. That's low because it was before the shutdown, it was $3.86.
$1.75 before the shutdown, $1.50.
Wow.
Yeah. What is our starting the low 2s right now, huh?
Yeah.
Ugh, I wish, man. I wish. I remember when I left. I moved from California to New Jersey in 2000 because as soon as I moved, I got there that Monday. The planes hit the towers. Gas.
Oh wow.
Gas was $2.19 when I left, and I was pissed. when I moved from California, when I got to New Jersey, gas was 86 cents a gallon. I was pulling in with my uncle's big GMC passenger van, and I was filling it up, driving the gas out and filling it back up. I was just like loving it. I was like, man, $20, I can fill up the tank. Boy, I was like, this is like 1988 numbers, you know? I was like, man, and then
Stop showing off, Kachun.
yeah, man, it's ridiculous, man.
God dang. Where's
I wish-
Kachun at?
See, but if gas was that low, nobody would drive here. You know what I mean? They'd be trying to save it because they think it was gonna go up the next week. They fill up their tank, and park their car.
They be trying to stay home.
Be like,
And
yeah, I
only
ain't
drive when
going
they
nowhere,
need
man.
to.
Let me go catch it. I'll go catch an Uber, man, because I ain't gonna drive out this gas. You know. My mom, like, she went and filled up her tank and stayed in the house. She was like, okay, well, I can't go nowhere. Like, okay, so where you gonna go? If your tank is full and you stuck and you ain't gonna leave the house, then what's the point in having a full tank of gas? You just gonna
Yeah,
stay.
it's going to evaporate.
Yeah, you just gonna stay in the house. Like, come on now. And then when you need to leave, you can't go nowhere. Yeah, man. That was like, the gas is definitely a point of contention here, man. Oh my God.
Now, what is the equivalent of that? 87.6 what? Canadian dollars a liter?
Yeah,
I'm
so it's
assuming.
like, probably like, I don't know, what, like
That'd be
$1.
like 75 to 80 US.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, a little less, probably like 50 cents. 50 cents. God damn.
She's not good.
Okay, thanks, Kachun. 4.2 liters in a gallon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Damn.
That's still expensive. Wow.
What's up, GP Venom?
Yo, what's up?
I think gas, like when I gassed up yesterday, it was about $1.89.
So how you gauge it here is a gallon of gas is the same amount as a gallon of milk. So like if you go to the store and a gallon of milk is the same price as a gallon of gas, generally. So that they kind of stay at the same, you know, milk is $3.86 a gallon, that's gas is $3.86 a gallon, you know. So they're both the same.
Our milk is almost twice the price of our gallon of gas.
Wow.
Man.
And we got all these milk farms out here. So, you know what I mean? All these dairy farms. So they try and jockey with each other. And the crazy part is we got all these refineries here in the Bay Area, but we can't use our own gas. So the gas that California produces, we have to send to Nevada. Nevada gets all our gas.
Hey, maybe Sean can agree with me on this. When I moved here, I thought, man, oranges was gonna be free. Man, orange juice is expensive as hell. I was like, man, we gonna get free orange juice.
That's just
No.
It's expensive out here too, though.
Come on, man. We live in where Zephyr Hills is down there, man.
Yeah.
We ain't getting free Zephyr Hills. They charging for that.
Yeah, that Zephyr Hills water, we gotta charge for that too.
They charge for water everywhere, man. I'm telling you, water was selling more than Coca. I mean, it sold more than Coca-Cola throughout the whole shutdown. We couldn't.
My brother sends me out for water, Remo, during our jobs. We work together. He's like,
right.
Man, don't be bringing me back none of that Desante. You better get me that Iceland.
And that's we have Dasani, we have Smart Water and Body Armor, and
I use the Mio mix. I mix the Mios in there for some flavor, so the water don't matter to me too much.
Yeah, I don't really like Dasani, but during the whole quarantine, they were giving us all a gallon, a case of water a week. So I got
exactly. Hey, that works right there for me, Big Will. I fill that up with a little shot of Mios in there, and I got me some fruit punch. I'm good to
go. I use the Walmart version of the Crystal Light mix.
Yeah. I like all that.
Yeah,
I like all that.
Yeah.
Fresh. She's right on it. Those are my two words. That right there. Them two.
I don't even drink.
I work there, but it's the truth. But I do have to say, Steve, you gotta slow down on those things, man.
On these,
Those things are no good, man.
They ain't. They not.
Every couple weeks, man, my cohort at work, he's pissing stones, man.
I hope that don't happen to me because that'll cause me to quit permanent.
That's because you drink a lot of water.
Yeah, I drink water too. Yeah, a lot of water.
If you don't drink water, he don't drink. I can't, man. I gotta beg him to drink water. I'm like, bro, if you're gonna drink, then you gotta drink water.
Exactly.
Hey, I used to drink about 2 liters, maybe 3 liters of like Dr. Pepper and stuff every day when I was younger. And I noticed my hands would always shake.
Yeah.
I've stopped that for a while now, so my hands, I can hold them pretty steady, but I used to not be able to hold them still because of all that.
I remember
what's that like on Blazing Saddles? He said, he was like, this is my trigger hand, right?
Yeah. Here's my hand. Yeah, steady as a rock. Yeah, but I shoot with this one.
You got man. I used to never drink soda, and then when I started working there like 3 years ago, man, I started drinking soda, man. And you know,
let me tell you this about soda, man. I remember when I was in the post office, I was drinking soda a lot, like little waters, a lot of soda. Then one day I was working, next you know, I felt pain in my side, and this shit got worse. I'm like, oh my god, am I dying here? They ain't gonna want me dying on the job. Man. I was like, so I'll talk to my partner. Like, yo, my pain, I'm hurting down in my lower back. He like, that must be your kidney, man. You suffer from that kidney stone, man. You better go get some cranberry juice and start drinking that up. And sure enough, I went to the break room. I got like probably 3 bottles of cranberry juice out the machine, and I was drinking, and slowly but surely it started, going down. I was like, man, I ain't drinking soda for like the rest of the fucking month.
Yeah, man. I see it, man. Like, I can tell you some stuff about those things, Steve. Like if you bust one of them open and like they sit, those things.
Oh, these don't last. I drink them and then that's it, and I throw the can away.
Yeah, them things are. I'll be going through a pallet of them. And all of a sudden, you smell the worst smelling that you ever smelled in your life, and a whole bunch of bugs flying. It's a busted case. You know what I mean?
And it's got a lot of vitamins in it.
Yeah, that's why you drink it.
A lot. It does.
Well, hey, you know what's hilarious?
It could have nothing to do with energy, but any of that. I like the taste. I just like this one, the taste.
Just drink more water than you do of those.
Yeah.
If you're gonna drink them, just drink more water. That's what his doctor told him. And I know you don't want to be going through what he be going through.
No. Hey, kidney stones, people don't, they're sand spurs. Yeah. They ain't smooth. Stone makes anything smooth. It's anything but that.
And you're trying to push that through a
these run through my veins. I do drink a lot of water too. So
buddy.
I had one.
Nothing else. No sodas though.
Once.
I'll bring them home, man. And we got Rain too. Rain is
Rain's the other one.
Yeah, that's what they made to compete with Bang Monster.
I don't drink none of those, man.
The other energy drink, the little, what's the little ones, the blue ones?
Red Bull.
Man, you can't be messing with those. You drink one of those, man, shit, your ass will be running around the block, man.
I learned that early, man. Those and 5-hour energies, I can't do them.
The 5-hour.
I didn't like Red Bull when I first tasted it.
Red Bulls. I don't mess with none of that.
And then
I got a question for you guys.
Yep.
With these energy drinks, could you clean rust off a battery like you can with Coke, or are they not that strong?
I don't think they're that strong. Coke is a different animal, man. Coke is
it's a hell of a drug.
I'll tell you, hey, you know who loves Coke? Rats.
Damn.
Talk about some rats. They love it. They'll eat, they'll bite through. We know when we have rats on the back of a truck because there'll be a bunch of busted 2 liters because they'll bite through it trying to get to that sweet. They love it.
Huh.
Hey
And then-
Remo, you remember when Mellow Yellow came out and you could
Oh,
do the
yeah.
the Mellow Yellow challenge? I had the bottles and I'll do that Mellow Yellow challenge after playing basketball. My eyes be crying.
Yeah, man, you can. Heck no, that thing will burn your throat out.
Yeah, that burned me up. I'll be like, man, I gotta do it. They do it on TV.
They be pounding it, and you're like, no, that's Gatorade.
Now, does the Coke hurt the rats though?
Nope, they love it. They love it. They love it. Talk about, you ever seen like the rats in them, and there would be that one rat, and he's laying on his back, just like a kid in the candy store. That's how they be. You can walk right up and pick them off because they ain't going nowhere. They like
must not-
they just stuck right to it, and you like, ugh. You gotta take them all outside. Just take them all outside. Well, that whole truck, we gotta write it off, man, because we ain't putting none of it inside because it's full of rats.
Damn. Will, you've been doing some videos on this CGC stuff lately, I seen.
Well, I had to place one order, and then I noticed people were watching like Gary do his pre-screens, which is always cool. I love those videos he does. But no one ever showed you how, and no one, as far as I know, showed you how to do one for the private signing. So, yeah, I just thought, hey, that's easy for me to do. I don't even have to show my face. Just throw it up. So, yeah, I've done those. I think I got 3 videos.
Some books need to be pre-screened big time because a 9.8 to a 9.6 is night and day difference, man. It is just not even worth it to grade it at 9.6. 9.8, it's $300. 9.6, it's $25. You're like, what the hell, man?
That's ridiculous.
Must be that hard to get a 9.8, you know?
Yeah, but the problem is, I don't know if did you notice when I mentioned how much it cost at minimum for the pre-screen?
Yeah, because you got to have, what was it, 25 books or something?
Yeah,
like
you
that?
got to have 25 books at minimum. You're going to have to pay.
$125.
They won't all get the 9.8, but you have to assume that they all will. That way, you know you're covered with your money. So you have to be able to set aside like $540.
Yeah, God dang! You imagine they're like, man, we're fixing to stick at this guy, man. 9.8, you got all 9.8.
For me,
I'm like, no.
I know it takes a lot out of the thing, but to me, the only problem I have with the whole grading, I have to know it's going to be a 9.8 before I'm going to get it graded. The whole suspense of not knowing and then spending that money and then it comes back and it's not what you want it to be or better, like.
Yeah,
to me, that's almost seems like a waste of money.
That's the perfect thing to use the pre-screen for.
Right.
But they have a gotcha in there where you have to do 25, and it's expensive to do that many books.
Yeah,
Even if
more than the whole grading of the book that you want to get graded, it's like.
Well, there's a guy here, Ybor City Comics. There's me and Sean went to this weekend. He has a dealer's license now. You can pre-screen with him. And it won't cost you but $5 a book, whatever book you give him.
Yeah, I can do something like that because then he can
tell me. Like if you had 5, Will, and you didn't want to do that, you could send them to me if it's worth it. If they're good books, and I could give them to him, let him get them pre-screened, and get the ones graded you want, and send you back the other one. That's what I'm doing for Javi, Hialeah, and Chad.
I just do the other option, which is. I try and get really good at grading, so I'll know it's a 9.8.
I try that too.
I bought
the best thing to do is let a few people look at it. You look at it, then you let someone else. If you have someone in the area that knows what they're doing.
I bought a Batman Beyond #1, the miniseries, his first appearance in comics. That #1.
Yeah. 37 was there something?
I looked at it, and I'm like, holy crap, this is a 9.8. So I sent it in, came back, 9.8, sold it for $500.
God,
yeah. That's what it is right there, man.
Yep.
Hey, so Javi's in the chat. Javi, I got your books. I'm actually looking at them. They're already pressed and cleaned. They're ready to be graded.
Yeah. So are you guys doing any of that private signing stuff? I got 3 books that I want Claremont to sign. 2 of them have to be pressed, and he's coming to. Oh, sorry, I didn't. 2 of them are being pressed, or have to be pressed. And he's going to be at a convention in next month that's still going on here, Huntsville. They moved it to July 18th and 19th, and he's going to be there. So hopefully I'll see him, and I'll take care of those. But just in case, there's one book that I already had pressed, and I sent it into the private signing to guarantee at least that one. So are you guys doing any of the private signing stuff or not?
I haven't done any of that at all.
I have never did a private signing. Most of the signings I went to was public.
Yeah.
I'm not a big. I don't have. Honestly, you guys, I don't even have that many books. I'm just replacing a lot of the books that I had. I had a pretty big collection when I was younger, and over the years I sold them, and then right now I'm just trying to replace the main ones that were most sentimental to me. Like I don't need all of the comics I used to have. I just want the ones that meant the most to me. You know.
I got one of my sentimental books yesterday.
Yeah, buddy, I seen that, man. I was on somebody sold that book on an auction the other day. You remember which auction was it, Steve? I think we were on it, and it was one that you were on in the chat too, and somebody was selling that book, and it was part of a lot.
The ones I've been on the most are usually I don't buy a lot of books on auctions because I don't like to bid against my friends for one thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to have Will in there bidding on a book and then I'm bidding against Will and back. That's just not something I do. So I go on eBay, and if I'm bidding against you on eBay, I don't know it. At least I don't know I'm doing something bad.
First edition comics had that on a lot.
Oh yeah. I always pop in those
maybe
auctions.
like 4 other books, and he sold it for a good price too, man. I think I even bid on it, but it got out of hand real quick.
I got three books yesterday from DJ Spider on Instagram. They're like $20 each, including one the clan. And I was like, but I mainly got it for this because remember me and Steve last year was at Tampa and we saw this book. It was a nice, what up, Biggie Shaq? But we
What's up, guys?
We saw this
what up,
last year, right?
We got the same belt.
You feeling good, brother? Everything's good?
Yeah, me.
I'm trying, man. Getting better, dude.
We got the same belt, baby.
Nice.
The belts come out when the Shack arrives.
Oh yeah, champions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw this book, not this one. This book last year at TampaCon with Steve. I think it was a high grade book, but it was like $130. Even with the percentage off, I didn't bite on it. This is a lower grade, but for $20, and I went through it and stuff, it still presents well. Probably need a little pressing and stuff like that, but it's definitely a well presentable book.
Well, I got a few books myself, but Biggie, you're gonna like a couple of these. I paid like $5 for this. Got a Sandman one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Damn, for $5, someone was selling one yesterday. I think it was $10 comics or $5 comics was selling one of those.
Huh. Well, no, I got it off eBay with the best offer. And this is House of Mystery 218.
Nice.
Like
I've been digging those lately. Good shit.
Yeah, and Lois Lane 70.
Oh, nice.
Oh man, you should love that book.
That's his book, man.
Yeah.
And then first appearance in Silver Age, Showcase 80.
Oh, that's a nice book.
What the fuck is that? What are you talking about? That ain't Showcase 80.
Yeah, this is Showcase Presents.
So Showcase Presents.
It's the first.
Oh, it is.
Phantom Stranger in the Silver Age.
Huh.
Got fooled by that title.
Hey, Big Will told you were gonna like the book, Biggie. He had that one in mind.
What's that one?
This is
There you go. Yeah. That 3-issue run. I'm looking to get. So I got 51. I was looking for.
And I think I got one more. I got them from Pope when I first started going in the auction. I think I do. Might be wrong.
Because I know Fresh Princess show, she got one of those issues as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's
She had just picked it up. What's up?
Stay Puff.
Yo.
Highlight Kachum's big question there. I'll answer it. Well, it's hard if you don't know the grade, but that would be in at least value tier or one of the more expensive tiers. So what I would do is you ought to be able to tell if it's, above a 5 or below a 5. So if it's below a 5, then I would send it in value, and it'd be like, I think, $20-$30 to get it graded. But have enough money set aside so that if they bump you up to the next higher tier, which is like $50 or $40, you got it covered. That way you don't have to worry about it.
Here you go. Showcase brought a lot of the Golden Age characters into the Silver Age. I need Showcase 55.
First Dr. Fate in Silver, I believe, and also Solomon Grundy.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why when I saw her post show that in the video, I was like, I needed one of those issues, and I was able to get it from him.
Yeah, it's like that 3 where he's battling with him.
Yeah, the Ku Klux Klan.
I want that one, and I want the Avengers when he changes his name.
Hey, Reem, I went and filled this can up with water because you got me nervous.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to save you a load of.
Yeah, hey. Some people don't take advice, but since you know and you've seen it, you sell it. That's a little different.
Yeah, man, that's it. And that stuff's
I mainly wanted to hop on here to say, Remo, I appreciate you, brother. You're a big time supporter of the community. I'm glad that I can get a couple minutes with you. I just want to say thank you, and I see you in the chat. You support everybody, and you're a good dude.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man. Definitely. I'm glad you're feeling better, man.
Yeah.
I know what it takes for a man to say, "Hey, man, I got to go get myself checked out." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because guys don't like to go to the doctor unless it's
no.
You got to be almost out.
Yeah, you got to be ready to tap.
Yeah. Like if I can't breathe or I got something so sick I can't. Yeah, I'm like, go ahead, take me.
Now, Biggie, you had said in your post,
the ref is lifting and dropping your arm. You're like, no, I'm here.
Biggie, you said in your post you went in the hospital all Biggie shacked up, man. How was that reaction?
I was fucking with y'all. I didn't do that.
Yeah, I thought you did. That is something Biggie would do. Man, I don't give a damn what these people think.
I did go straight off the hunt though. Like within 20 minutes, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm going." And it was a good time to go because it wasn't that busy, and I got everything done to me, bro. But it's mainly stress, and it's a cramping thing. So I'm trying to smoke less, which y'all can't tell, but I've been drinking more water, and I think I'll get better. But everything came out good. They checked EKG, they checked blood pulse, they checked blood.
I literally had the same thing happen. I was in the car going to a place, and my chest started hurting a little bit. And then when I got back in the car and started driving home, it got like heavier and deeper. And then I started where I couldn't breathe that well. And then I went to the hospital, and everything they said was fine. And it must have just been stress, they said. So, yeah, it's no joke. It's a horrible feeling. I know what you're talking about. But yeah, same thing happened to me.
Yeah, you got to listen to your body. I know it's easy to say it, but we got it, man. It's like once you get to a certain age, with those little, it's like driving a car. It's like when you hear that tick, you'll find out what that tick is.
Yeah. Hey, Biggie went in there and said he was having stress because he hasn't got a timely Submariner. That's what's giving him. And they're like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah, stress is too much, man. Stress will take you out the game, man.
That's why I try and not stress too much during the week with my job, because even if it's just two of us, they shift be putting pressure on us to do some of their work, you know.
Always.
And the whole area is a mess. And I'm like, man, I don't want to be doing this. But I just want to get through the week and get to the weekend because I don't want to stress me out.
Yeah.
Sean,
because what is it? All it is it's a little more to do, Sean. But once you go through it, it's over.
Yeah.
But it still ain't fair.
The best thing
I used to work. Go ahead, Remy.
The best thing I was gonna say, the best thing to do is leave the work at work. Once you clock out, don't even think about it, man.
That's why
Just say, but try your hardest not to think about it.
That's why whenever my boss be trying to call me or text me after I'm off the clock, I ain't answering, I ain't responding, nothing. I'm like, don't be calling me after work. I'm off the clock, bro. I ain't trying to hear your voice.
Yeah, for real.
Well, man, I used to work third shift too, and tell me if this is the same experience you had. We were technically, if you look at the numbers, the best shift, and no one would believe it, but we all thought the reason why is none of the bigwigs were there and they left us alone.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
When you ever work day shift and night shift where we do, man, night shift can get a lot done because nobody is there to stop you, mess with you. You go to work. There's no one there. It's the best.
Yeah. I got, like, with us, like, we're supposed to not be bothered, but we get bothered by everybody. I'll leave and the salespeople will call me, oh, can you bring in a monster load, or do we have this? Do we have that? It's like, man, you guys. And the crazy thing is they get perks. Like, if they sell like certain amounts of stuff, like Monster will give them like Supercross tickets, NASCAR tickets. They'll get tickets to RC cars, tarps, like all kinds of cool stuff, coolers. Man, I'm doing all the work for them, and they get to sell it out, and I don't get nothing. I'm like, man, no, we ain't got it. We'll find out.
We ain't got nothing.
Nothing.
Never had it. Never will.
Never will. And after I leave, like, they'll be trying to blow me up, man. I put that phone on, and it's a work issued phone. I'm like, end.
Hey, that's one good thing about that same thing, Remo. I got a work issue phone.
I'll send them straight to voicemail. I'll be in the parking lot driving out. Nope.
They ain't even give me a work issue phone. I got a work issue email, but I don't got a phone. I wish I had the phone so I could just turn it off whenever I clock out.
Hey, Sean,
turn that bitch off.
The guy I worked for, I grew up with in the same neighborhood. We worked together. We were competitors before, but we stay good friends. And I even get, every time there's a new Apple upgrade, I get a new phone for free.
Yeah,
he's got us on the Apple deal because he likes it. If you like what he likes, you're good. Other people like, we like the Android. He said, yon.
Yeah,
I like Apple.
The thing with my job though is that I work copper and brass while day shift work elevators. Elevator parts. I handle my area with copper and brass. But then they want me to do elevator stuff, which is they supposed to do. I don't mind helping out. But if you see the fucking place, it's a mess. Because they got so much stuff coming in, they parking all the stuff in front of their the racks. So it makes it harder for me to go on the racks and pull stuff when I gotta move a lot of stuff. Yeah. So, that's the rough part of the whole thing. But I just take my time.
Looks like Biggie did a little shopping this week. He always got.
I ain't been on Puffs for a while. I'm ready to do a little Banger Palooza display for y'all if y'all wouldn't mind.
All right, Biggie. I don't know if I've showed you these books, Biggie. I got some back from CGC. I showed Sean and them, but I ain't showed many people. I'll show them in a minute.
All right.
But I want to see yours first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready, Puff. I got them all lined up, brother. So, first of all, we got that FF12, son.
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pause. I just
Yeah.
looked at that book, man. What
Now,
grade do you think that is, Biggie? Is that in the 3s, 4s?
No, it's not. It's a 0.5.
Is it? It looks.
It's
Damn,
got
it looks good.
Yeah. You see at the bottom?
Yeah, it's torn at the
Oh, I
bottom.
can. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but it's
expensive book right there,
other
man.
than that.
It's still expensive at a 0.5. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Uh,
It's still hundreds of dollars at a 0.5.
It's like $200. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Golden Age Superman. That's my shit.
You found that FF in the wild?
No, I had a friend hook me up.
Okay.
It was like a favor, friend buy.
Right.
Now that's
Cool,
cool. I like that.
It's
Superman.
pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. These are kind of like my birthday books and shit. So this came from two brothers, Dustin. That was really nice of him. Yo, this is a dope book, bro. Right here, World's Finest, 28, 1942 or some shit. This shit is super old, bro. 43, old as fuck. And
Does it have an ad?
you know, I like them. No, it's complete. Yeah. That World's Finest, besides that tear on top, is really nice. Neil Adams, World's Finest cover, banger. Yo, Stone Cold, you see me with the Black Hawk, brother.
You know I like that.
Boom.
Man, hey,
Yeah.
Black
Hey, Biggie,
Hawk.
I got this Black Hawk to counter your Black Hawk. This is from
Some enemy ace. Nice enemy ace.
If you ever run across Black Hawk 242, get it. That's Marv Wolfman's first ever work.
Damn, really?
Oh, okay. 133 is first woman Black Hawk. I don't know what her name is,
Damn,
but it's a
Biggie,
big
you almost
Lady-
gave me that.
Lady
first
Black
Mark
Hawk?
Wolfman.
Yeah, Lady Black Hawk. It's a huge book.
I
This
like
is
that
a
one.
dope cover, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Them House of Mysteries and are awesome.
Is that
Yeah.
Windsor or whatever his name was?
Yeah, Barry Smith Winter.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's awesome.
The Immortal Hulk Hogan, #1. Yo, just this blank is like a $30 book. And then to have original art from J Hood on it, I don't even know how to put a value on this damn thing. It's so nice.
That is awesome, Biggie.
Yeah.
It is so cool.
I
bro.
knew-
It's
yeah.
probably,
Hey, man, I
You need
thought
to
that
grade
was
that.
a real cover, Biggie, when I saw that.
Yeah.
That's a freaking sketch, right?
oh yeah, done with
Fire.
markers. It's beautiful.
You should send that into CBCS. They'll put it as art. Won't actually grade it, but they'll encapsulate it for you. It'll look nice.
I picked up these silver Batman today. I'm pretty happy about that because I thought they were gone and then they just showed up again. I was like, shit, I'm buying all of them.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, they're the go-go checks. That'll be 66, maybe 67.
Yep, here's a nice Infantino banger. Love my 12 cents. And finish her off with the Cool Action.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And I see by that tape, you got something behind it. What's behind it?
Big Cold Outlaw.
Western.
That's pretty sweet. Oh, shit, I'm getting a phone call. Thanks.
What's up, Jeff?
You can take me off cool now. Yo, first.
What's up, Jeff? So, what's up, Car Stock? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, hey, after Steve, I got a few I'll show you.
Hi,
Hey,
Steve.
Since Biggie showed that, I had to pull that out right off the bat.
There you go.
That is from Cookie.
Nice.
Sent me that when they came down.
Dude, that's perfect, bro.
Let me bust out since Biggie's in here. My one of my favorite Flash the Trickster with look at him pants, man.
I love it.
This is one Biggie gave me. It's become one of my favorite books, man. I keep it right here so I can grab it like Biggie. Hey, man, it was on the table.
Man,
Yo, what up, bro?
I love those with their art.
Brad,
Ooh.
this is just a cool, clean cover, man. And then my graded books, I sent in and got these graded. This one was from Unruly Simeon.
Oh, wow.
Not, is that
Yeah.
Steranko?
You know, I wasn't sure. Let me see if it says
I know
on
it
here.
looks similar to 49, and I know that's Steranko, but I
This
don't
is the cover's Dick Ayers.
know. Okay.
Roth and Ayers did this cover. Yeah, I know that a lot. They got a lot of red covers, man. I sent in my Conan and it came back.
Nice.
I got a 7.5 on
Nothing to
that.
sneeze at.
This is Barry Windsor Smith for sure. Cover and art. Okay,
Oh, not Barry Windsor. I remembered his name now. Bernie Wrightson.
Bernie Wrightson. Yeah. This is a book I got in a bunch. I bought a lot, and this was in it. I knew it was a decent grade, but it was higher than I thought. And the rest of them I gave to my boy Sean, who has them in his collection because he collects more than me. This is a book I wanted for the longest. I got it. Came back at least a grade higher than I thought for sure. I was real happy with this.
What is it? First Executioner?
It's the first Jane Foster.
Mm.
Yeah, this is the second Thor. 83, this is 84. And this, last but not least, this Marvel Spotlight 5, I pocket bought this book.
That's the accidental buy right there, right?
This is the accidental buy right here. I was looking at it, was thinking about making an offer. The next thing you know, I had, can you please complete your transaction? And I was like, Jesus Christ, my wife's going to kill me.
I've had that.
Yes, Jeff's right. Hey, since Jeff said that, look at this, Jeff. I got this from Take the Time Collectibles. I need to put that as my thumbnail.
Yeah.
I freaking love that damn thing.
I'm
I'm supposed to put money in it, Will, for a grail, but it seems like money don't last in it very long.
Biggie Shaq looks like he's about to get drafted.
Now, I noticed Al was looking at a copy of one of these, but a different issue. This is issue 1 of Strange Sports Stories.
Ooh, yeah.
Good Bronze Age there. Then
I never saw those before. Those look pretty damn cool.
Yeah, that's why I got it. This is Unexpected 118 Bronze Horror there. The
Banger.
Yep.
I love that X-Men slab, by the way, Stone Cold, and the Black Hawk and all that shit. That was dope, bro. I was on the phone.
That's all.
Unexpected 164.
Damn, those are some clean, nice covers, man. The purple.
That's only because I have really good angles. Now, this is issue 2. I went ahead and got issue 2 of Strange Sports Stories.
That shit's cool, man.
Yeah, it's a T-Rex race.
I think I could get one of them.
This one, I love this cover because it was an eBay buy, and I couldn't see what was behind the door. Then I got it and saw what was behind the door, and it's even better. This is issue 148 of Unexpected.
Yeah.
You will die.
If I walk into a room and I see a kid building that block with saying those words, I'm walking the fuck out.
Well, if that creeps you out, this one will definitely creep you out. This is 143 of Unexpected.
Oh, yeah. Look at this. Fear is a nameless voice.
Yeah.
Those, a lot of people start to really get into those Unexpecteds.
Yeah, and then this I just bought purely because of the cover, looking awesome. Biggie, you'll like this one. Brave and the Bold 72.
Oh, yeah. That is
this
a
cover
beautiful
just looks
cover,
cool.
dude.
All the different color and everything. And then this one is X-Men 244. So there's a story behind this one. It was graded, and it was a first generation modern CGC 8.0. But check this out. If I open it up right here and I show you the back, see that?
Oh, yeah, that can be way.
Yeah, this thing's going to get pressed and signed by Claremont. So I imagine if it's an 8.0 modern with that, I expect this to be over a 9.0. Probably 9.2, 9.4 once that's pressed.
You sent me that fucking book, didn't you, Stone Cold?
Yeah, yeah.
Or was that
which one? That's one you asked. You said
yeah,
you
you
didn't
did.
have, and I had.
Thank you, man.
All right, I'm gonna show off a couple of books from last week.
You know I got a backup, Biggie.
You're the man, bro.
I'm gonna start with the AOK that Unruly sent me. The sketch cover of Black Panther #1 by California Blend. Just an amazing piece.
Dude, that shit is fucking dope, bro. I love
Yeah,
that.
dude,
cover,
you could
man.
put a signature on that, Sean. Anything right there, man. But you know who's got to sign it? Gabby.
She already got her little sig on
Yeah,
there.
she's
So.
got her little thing, but I want to see her whole full signature in the white.
But yeah, this is just beautiful. Shout out to Unruly Simeon for sending this AOK. He bought it before me and sent it to me. So that's amazing.
Man,
But you know, as Biggie would say, Unruly is one of the most illest in the community. He gives a lot of stuff.
Oh, he is.
And next week, California Blend is coming back on the show. She'll be on next week, Saturday. So that's going to be a fun show.
I like her sketch covers better than most of her paintings. I think she does a better job with the sketches, really.
She's killing the sketches, man. Killing them.
I saw this at, what was it, Ybor City? I had to grab it. And this hardware, issue number 1, still bagged up. Milestone Comics.
Dude, I love hardware as a read, bro. It's a fun read.
Dude,
yeah,
man, those Milestone books, those are all great.
Yeah, you don't see too many of them in the back issue bin. So when I saw it, and I was like, man, I gotta snatch it up. And then I saw this right behind it, the first issue of Blood Syndicate.
Ooh.
Now the question is, do you have
without the poly bag?
Do you have?
Usually I see that poly bag. I like that.
What you say, Big Will?
Do you have Icon and Static though?
No, I have a few Icon and Static issues, but not their first. Those are still the hunt. And I was able to get these from Ybor. Steve brought one, and I brought the other. Uncanny X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Oh man, yeah, you stole those, Puff, dude.
Dude, the 141 is what I sent in for the private signing.
Man,
Yo, Stone Cold Puff's collection's coming along really well, brother. I'm really proud of Puff, dude.
Thanks, Big.
Oh shit, Puff's got a bunch of shit he didn't even never showed. You had no idea.
Some of this I ain't show on the Silver A Sunday. I showed this one though, that Black Panther Jungle Action 14.
Oh yeah.
Nice one right there.
I got this from Nerd Out Comics in Tampa, so that was a pretty good find. Fantastic Four 330, just a badass Doom cover.
Oh, that's dope.
That is a bad cover, man.
That looks like fucking Kirby almost.
Yeah.
It's got that crackle of his.
And it's a Rick Buckler cover too, so I'm a Street Fighter fan, so I picked this up, the first issue of Street Fighter from Malibu Comics.
Okay. That's dope. Have you ever seen the old indie Street Fighter that wasn't like the game? It was like Street Fighter though. You know what I'm talking about, Puff?
I remember the movie with Sonny Shiba, the original Street Fighter.
I just watched that last weekend.
I love it, man. I love that movie, man. G.I. Joe 55 unmasking cover.
Ooh.
Yep.
Then G.I. Joe issue 50.
G.I. Joe's hot as fuck.
Yeah, man.
Then I bought a book that Jeff, he handed to me saying, yeah, I should get it. And of course, you know, his girl, Lady Death.
Yeah, look at that nice purple in there.
I just like the colors on there too. And of course, it's just an awesome cover. I got some Conan books.
Oh.
Nice.
This one I credit to Diecast Cook on Instagram because he was able to get some later Marvel Conan books, and I ain't never seen them before. So when I saw it, I had to cop it. Just a badass cover. Is a Conan 244, Red Sonja and Zula. Then Conan 197 with Red Sonja. I have a variant copy of this, but I love this cover so much that I had to get the regular. That's Savage Dragon punching Overlord, issue 183. Then I've shown this one before, this badass Terminator cover.
Yeah, man. They were all arguing about getting that, and then Sean said, "Give me that."
Yeah, I had to scoop this one up, man, because it's just awesome.
Badass cover.
This is Dreadstar issue number 30. Some Jim Starlin goodness.
Darling.
Love me some Dreadstar. And I brought these off the wall at Urban Legends. Thor issue 299. This just a great cover by Keith Pollard. Posted it this week. And then Thor issue 296.
Great covers, man. Thor is money.
Yeah. So yeah, those were a lot of the books I brought at the meeting last week. You know, with Steve in them.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
look at Big Will. Got the I got that one. That was a bad.
I got like two copies. I got one signed by Eric Lawson.
Ooh, I don't have a signed one. Hey man, I'm gonna roll on before I get stole on. I need to take a rest, but I appreciate hopping on here with y'all. Puff, thank you for all the invites, dude. I make them when I can, dude. But you know how I roll, bro. But I always appreciate you inviting me.
Even the cameo is good for me, man. Even the cameo by you is good.
Yeah, I get to grace the stage with Biggie Shaq, man.
That's it.
Biggie Shaq.
I love all y'all, dude.
dude.
Remo, you're shit, bro. Stone Cold, Big Will, you know what's up, dude. I'll holler at y'all. I'm gonna hop into bed and get some rest. Get this whole ticker pumping right, man. And I'll catch y'all later, brother.
All right,
man. Peace out, man. Get well.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, let's help a brother out. Jeff Schultz is asking a question about Secret Wars number 8. He wants to know how much he should spend on a clean raw copy. He's almost got that completed.
$35. No, I'm just kidding.
So
Yeah.
when I bought my Secret Wars 8, I got it. It was priced at $60 at my shop, and he gave me $10 off. So I got it for $50.
I was going to say if it looks real nice and it's raw, no more than 50.
Yeah, 50 to 60 is about a good range.
The one I picked up was probably about like a 7.5, something like that.
Yeah,
which I'm perfectly
raw,
fine with.
You can't trust raw, man, pictures
6
sometimes.
months ago, I missed out on it, and it was a raw copy, and it was probably like I'll say it was probably like an 8.0, $15, man.
Oh,
went back to grab it, and it was gone. He had it on the wall for $55, man. And he told me to buy it. He told me, he was like, "Man, buy it. I got one copy in there for $15." And I was like, I was looking for something else, you know. And I went back and I was like, let me go back and get it, man. He had that bad boy up on the wall for $50. I was like, God damn it!
Had it, and I left it.
Don't you hate when you make those bad decisions?
Man, Lucky Al ain't in here. We would get that Wayback Machine going again.
Hey, I was dreaming about it. It was literally, I had a dream, like, go get that goddamn book. And then I was like, all right, went back after work and he had it on the wall. I was like, that's my own fault. My dad always told me, man, you think too hard.
Yeah, that always happens.
Yeah, your first, most of the time, your first instinct is the right one.
Yeah, right? And I was like, damn.
Yeah, you second guess yourself. The next thing you know, it always turns out bad. You're like, man, if I just would have did what I first was going to do.
Because the funny thing, when I brought when I brought Secret Wars 8, he also had ASM 252. And that was 25. So I was like, fuck, might as well get both of them, you know? I already had a Marvel team up with the Daredevil one. So I was like, get the trifecta.
My wife's cousin, he's a big time collector. He's got about 25 to 30 copies of Secret Wars 8. And he's got a bunch graded. He has he has a shit ton of them, man. And every so often he'll sell a couple of them, you know. And I'm just like, just give me one, man. I'm in the family.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
Hey, I've had every one of the books you talked about, and I've AOK'd every one of them away. Every last one of those somebody's got, I've gave to.
Yeah,
I gave Sam one of them. I know I gave Sam one of them. And I think I gave Funk the 252 newsstand. I just got a really good deal on it, and he was looking for it, so I sent that out to him. Oh, and Rod got the other one, the 141 Marvel team up one, the purple one. Yeah, Rod's got it on his wall. You'll see it behind him. I got it graded. It was a 9.4, but I didn't press and clean it, so
The
I don't
team
know.
up, that's
Could have been.
that's the first appearance of the suit, right?
They
It's
argue over which one it is.
it's one of the first appearances.
It's the same month, I think, as the 252.
Came out a couple weeks before, right, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, well,
It's too
every-
technical. It's too technical.
yeah, well, since the 252 is the Amazing Spider-Man title, that's the one that's more expensive of the two. It's because the other one's Team Up, even though I think it came out a little earlier, that it's not as expensive. And then, of course, Secret Wars 8. So.
Hey, what do you guys think about this Ultimate Fallout 4 Miles Morales? I like Miles Morales, so I got a lot of his books. I had that book, and I AOK'd it to Comic McD. I'm glad I did, because he really loves it. You know, he loved it more than me. But that book is going through the roof. 9.8 to $1,000.
Yeah.
Up to 900 to 1,000. It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's a
I
bunch of
never owned it.
Yeah.
I got this one. The one I got, Will, I bought a long box, and it was in there. And I got the long box for buying 2 Spider-Man books I wanted. I wanted 2 older Spider-Mans. The guy wanted $100 for them. They were like 61 and 56, and they were in good shape. It was, was it worth? But when he said, you buy those for what I want, you can have this whole long box. In that long box was Ultimate Fallout 4, and the Marvel Team Up 141 was also in there, and a whole bunch of Marvel team ups. Man, the whole box was worth more than damn Spider-Man's I bought. I was like, damn.
So
Wow, great deal.
Yeah.
Why is the Ultimate Fallout going up so much in the last few weeks? Like, what's going on?
I don't know, but
It started
Announcements. I believe they announced they're finally working on the next Spider-Verse, and it's going to be, Miles. I think that's it. But Comic Book Fever says he thinks it's going to be like New Mutants 98.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is or not. I think 98 is at its ceiling. It might pump up to a solid grand in 98, but I don't think it's going to go much more than that because there's just so many of them, and they're all higher grade. But Ultimate Fallout 4, I don't know.
Yeah, man, the comic community, Jeff, is awesome. This is the best community. I've been in all kinds of different ones, and ain't nothing like this one. Man, people send you stuff. Everyone's like, "Oh, you A-OK?" Everybody almost I see on the panel has A-OK me stuff. Will sent me 2 things. I'm like, man, I send stuff out, but man, I get a lot of stuff back, man. Karma is real as it gets in the comic community. It's not better anywhere.
Yeah, this community is
I
awesome.
ran out of stuff to A-OK, so now when I sell, I just do really good deals.
Yeah. I hear what you say. Well, I'm like, man, I need to get some other stuff. I got to build some stuff up because man, I've given so much stuff away.
I don't understand if you look a book up and it's say worth $100. Why on earth would you go and try and sell it for 120 or 150 if it's worth 100? If it's worth 100, I'm going to sell it to you for 85 or 90 to get it sold. You get a good deal, and I should have a profit. If I bought it at 100 and it's worth 100, that's on me.
Yeah,
I should pawn that off on you.
Yeah.
Whenever I look up stuff, like I looked up ASM 300. The one I got is a 7.5. And when I look it up, I see the price range of that book, and most of the time it's between $250 to $400, $250 to $400 something dollars. So I'm looking at a middle ground. If that range is like $300 to $400, I'm looking in either middle or maybe $275, something like that. I ain't trying to go beyond the price that is valued at. That makes no sense to me. I see people selling books on eBay, and I'm like, that book ain't worth the price that you're selling it for. When I could look elsewhere and find it way cheaper than what you're selling it for.
I think it should be meat on the bone for everybody.
Yeah.
If you're gonna sell something, like, give it. I'm not trying to dig in your pockets, and I don't want you digging in mine. Like, I'm not buying it. Like, that's when I buy a book, I don't buy books to sell. I'm buying them for myself. So if you're gonna sell it to me for that price. Don't try and sell it to me for what you think I'm gonna sell it for.
I don't
Yeah.
know
I'd love to see.
what to say
I'd love to
about
see
that.
if that ever sells. Will.
I don't know why this man. He did have it at a solid $1 million, and he thinks he's going to get it sold now, bumping the price up. It's just a modern sketch cover that Stan signed and did some doodles on. That's it.
What up, Bo?
Yeah, he's
The
crazy.
boat.
But
Yes.
I mean,
And it's a 9.8. It ain't even a 9.9 or a 10. It's just a 9.8.
yeah, he's doing too much, man. That's, I mean, if you're gonna sell something for 2.5 million, you're selling it on the wrong platform. You know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna pay 2.5 million for anything on eBay. You know, you need to
That's crazy.
go through a broker or somebody who's gonna go, you know, like an art broker or something. But other than that, man, don't insult people's intelligence. Like, you're basically saying you don't even want to sell the thing.
That's like when I saw somebody selling for $1 million freaking toilet paper, man. I was like, are you kidding me? Come on now.
You just want somebody to strike it. You know what I mean?
I wonder what y'all's taxes? Like, what percent is y'all's? Mine is 9% over here.
Ours is 7, isn't it, Sean?
Yeah, about 6-7.
975. 975. Then
Okay, that would be an extra $225,000 for me on that book.
yeah. You pay about 2.8, 2.3. Yeah. I'm good. I'll pass.
Oh, wow, that's expensive.
Where's that? Is that
Another 13%. I'm saying that's expensive taxes. That's like California style, isn't it?
California's 975.
I know Canada has them high taxes.
And I think Hawaii is probably more because everything's import for them.
Yeah.
So they got charter. Even the charter for them for mail is expensive, you know?
You know what? I have a converter. I'll find out exactly what that is. Give me a
You like 2.5.
Oh, man.
Let's see.
But man, I'm already looking forward to hopefully, like I said, this COVID thing declines by the end of the year, because like I said, the plans we had for MegaCon would have been huge, and that got thrown out of the window very quickly.
I'm thinking maybe that happened, Sean, so we can get some more people that we're meeting along the way, even to come the next one. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, because people were planning to come next year that wasn't going to make it this year.
Yeah.
That's for sure. My buddy owns a house in Orlando, and he keeps trying to get me to go out there with him to go hang out. Because when he goes out there for like 2-3 weeks to just check on the house and chill out and everything. He's like, man, you need to go out there with me, and we'll just go by ourselves. I'm like, man. I was like, I don't know anybody out there. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't want to go to Disneyland. Now that I know all you guys, I'm like, shit, I'm about to go out there with you, man. We're gonna go hit up some of my boys.
Damn, look at that. 349,475.
1.8 million. I'll pass. Any price that costs the amount of a house is too much for any other product.
Hey, Will, with that kind of money, I can buy everybody here their Grail. And I'll have it forever.
With that kind of money, I can buy all of y'all a Grail and a house.
Exactly.
And a house. Yeah. I pay the taxes for 30 years on it.
I like how you think.
In case you lose all your money.
Man, our houses over here, the average price of a small, modest home is like $70,000 to $120,000.
God, oh my Lord, that's a Lexus.
June said, "You putting a bid in, Big Will?"
Will's on that converter.
Will was thinking about it for a second. He was like,
You know,
"Man,
if it was 2.45 million, I'd think about it, but 2.5, no.
No.
that's just too much. Too much." You'd have to lower it a little bit.
Hey, Will, I
Little
must
bit.
admit, I was selling a bike one time on, I don't know if it was OfferUp or Marketplace, one of those. I put the bike on for a good price. Way
Bike
lower
is
than what it was worth.
bicycle or motorcycle?
It was a bike. It was a mountain bike, a racing mountain bike. So every lowballer in the world hits me up. I'll give you 100. I'll give you 200. The bike cost me 1,500, and I only had it for like 400. Right? So I said, okay. I kept saying no thanks and all this. I said, man, I got tired of it. So every week that it was on there, was only on there a couple weeks, I would up at 100. It went to 600. Then it went to 5. Then it went to 6. And I swear at 600, a guy called me and bought it. I made $200 because they made me mad, and I went the other direction. And the guy said, "Oh, it's still way worth more than that, but I appreciate the deal." I'm like, "Man, you don't understand. You could have got it for 400 2 weeks ago."
I've done that with a guy messing with me on best offers with eBay. I send him like $100. He sends me, $40, and like that's way too much of a difference. So I send him back, $30. He's like, wait a minute.
You're going the wrong way.
Bro, sometimes them best offers, they be shady as fuck sometimes, man. I'm like, sometimes I'll be generous with my best offers, like maybe $10 off. He he only gonna say $2 off. I'm like, bro, $2, bro, $2.
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference? When I bought that Red Sonja first cameo appearance, I asked, I'll buy it $10. Give me $10 off. I'll take it. It was $55. He's like, "Dude, I'll take it for $45, man." I'm like, that's cool. But this guy want to say $2. I'll take $2 off. I'm like, come on now, $2.
What kills me is when the buy it now price is like $12, and then there's or best offer.
Yeah.
It's like, there ain't much room there. You pretty much got to.
And then when you offer them the best offer, they do what's like Puff said, they only take off $1. So it's like, okay, so if you want 11 or 12 bucks, then make that the final offer, man. Don't say make your best offer, because I'm gonna cut you at the knees then.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best offer, bro.
Hey,
you know what I mean? So,
hey, all
I'm
those
giving you my
horror
best
books,
offer.
all these horror books I just showed y'all, I got them through best offer. I paid a little under $5 for like every one of them.
Can't beat that.
Yeah.
All awesome covers.
And it was all the same seller, so I only paid like $8 shipping for everything.
yeah.
Hey, Will, what about this? A book is $5 buy it now, and then the shipping's $25 or something. They try that crap all you
Man,
gotta watch 'em.
JB messed up one day with that. He did a buy it now and bought it, and it was like $5 or $10 for the buy it now price, but the shipping was $99.
Oh my God.
I mean, I don't understand. If it can fit in a medium flat rate box, why on earth do you need like $50, $80, $100? I just put $800 of insurance on a book I sold recently. Well, it was 2 books that I sold. That was $12 for the insurance. There's no reason to charge that much if it can fit.
Some of those people, I think that's their hustle. It's like they say it costs that much, but that's really how much they want to offer the book.
Exactly.
Yeah, they make enough for the loss.
There's nowhere in the United States where shipping coast to coast costs more than $6 or $7. At the most, like 12 to 15, depending on how big the envelope is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, even in a large flat rate box, unless you're going over the 70-pound limit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
30, 40 bucks tops with insurance and
And
everything.
we're talking about a huge box full of like some weight.
Yeah, we're talking shipping a painting with handmade ornate frame that's like a huge box, weighs 89 pounds.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, I think that's just part of their hustle.
I bought a order of books. It was about 300 or so comics, just random comics. I bought it random. I paid like 50 or 80 bucks or something like that for the box of 300. I knew they were going to be made of 90s trash, but I just wanted a lot of comics. And the dude just sent it in the long box that they were in. He just taped it up, slapped a sticker on it, and sent it that way. It was like 50 bucks for the shipping, but that was still less than $1 a book, so I was okay with it.
I remember when I ordered a lot of West Coast Avengers, he sent it priority, and the shipping was like $20, but the cost of the books was like $10. So I brought the lot. I was like, all right, $20. It's a lot of books. It was like at least 60 issues. So I brought it. I opened the goddamn box, and it was no bag and board. There was no damn protection on neither side of the box. It's just the books just sitting in the box with all this space on the side. And I'm like, what are you doing, bro? I gave him a negative review on that. I was like, bro, ship your books better than that.
Yeah. Man, I bought 10 copies of Wolverine #1, 1988, the ongoing series. And the dude shipped them to me in an envelope, a bubble envelope, and they were just stacked together in one giant plastic, like Ziploc bag, all raw. That much valuable of a book. 10 copies of it. That's how he sent it. 2 of them were damaged. I sent them to John's Comics with Kids for his girls, so they both now have a copy. And then luckily, one of them I got graded at a 9.8, and that thing's going up in price right now. And I sold and gave away the others. But man, why would you ship? I don't get it.
There's some eBay sellers that are trusted, that I've ordered from, and they have good shipping, so I try and stick with them. But then these other ones, I'm like, I just don't understand their method of shipping comics. Like, it's like they have no value of the book that they like. Let me just put in this mailer and ship it out with no protection, no board, no bubble wrap, no nothing.
What's funny to me is when you see sellers that have nothing but comics, they have like 1,000 items. They're all comics listed, but yet you buy something from them and they may ship it well, but it's just in cardboard sandwich. It's not in a Gemini or anything. I'm like, do they not know there's a better way?
Hey, Sean, those Ghost Riders you got and the Ghost Rider I just showed that was the 8.5, I bought those and it was from a bookstore. They sent those in just what Will said, just a freaking envelope, a padded envelope, no cardboard, no nothing. The #1 was on top. And it got an 8.5, and every book you got, Sean, wasn't bagged or board. I bagged or boarded myself. Do you see the condition of those books? It's a miracle.
Yeah,
like they sat it on top, and nothing on that package for some reason, like it never got moved. I think they put it. It was a miracle, man. I don't know how that happened, but no bag and board, nothing.
Mike with a question.
Yeah, well, I think everyone assumes $1 a book is a good price. So if you want to go and guarantee a sale, go less than $1 a book. That's what I would say. What do you guys think?
Depends what the value is. Like you're almost better to let bids happen on some books when you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I think he means he just has a stack of books to get rid of, and they're just.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
$1, usually $1 a book, man. You'll get rid of them.
Yeah, sell the lot. So like the whole stack, I'll sell it for $20. You know what I mean? Or whatever.
Yeah,
get rid of it.
be careful selling them at cover price though, because there are some books from like 1991 that were fancy and special, and they're like $1.80 back then.
Yeah.
There's
Man, there was
what
so
was
many.
it? Turok? Was it Turok or something that was $2.75 in like 90 when it came out?
Talk about the one that's got the red cover, the foil looking one.
Yeah, that I think it was like $2 or $3.75, something way expensive.
I think I got one of those somewhere close by. Let me see. I got one.
All I know is the average comic book price was a little over like $1, I think, back in the early 90s. And that one and maybe the foil Exo Man of War, the wraparound chromium, that one, they were like $2, $3 and something real expensive.
Yeah, all those a lot of those books you can get. I saw like the amount of X-Men ones that was in the dollar bins, the 1991 one. That and X-Men 4. Like I remember people showing the X-Men 4. I think Steve got a bunch of the X-Men 4s. You know, first Omega Red.
Yeah. Man, I sold 4 copies of that, and I made a killing on all of them. I made $20 profit on one, $10 profit on one, $30 profit on one, and then one I had graded in a 9.8, and I made like an $80 profit on it.
Damn, that sucks, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just gotta find the sellers that bag, to send their books good, man. I get a lot in Geminis. I got a lot of Geminis, but mostly from my fellow comic people. They send them bagged and boarded way better, man. They come great.
Or buy from the comic book shops that sell on eBay. They have like eBay stores.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes for the most part, when I've got them, I bought them from people like that, and they've been pretty good. I haven't had no horror stories, knock on wood, but everybody. It just depends on the person. If they care about the books as much as you do, they're gonna send them the same way. But if they're just like trying to get rid of a book and it doesn't mean anything to them, it's just them selling a book that maybe belonged to a family member or somebody else. They're just gonna pack it and ship it. They don't care.
What's up, Rod?
Yo, Rob. I did the same thing you did, Will, on the X-Men 4, the Omega Red. I bought a bunch of them, right? Guy was selling them. They were less than $5. They were a couple dollars each. I got I think 17 copies. I sent a few out. I sent 5 to get graded. Got 3 9/8s and 2 9/6s back of the 5 that I picked that were the best. And I put the rest up for sale with one of my buddies. He put them on actually last night on a claim for $15 each, because I got them for $5. I'm making $10. That's great for me. And they're going for 20 or whatever. So like y'all said, it's right in the middle. Everyone got claimed within 1 minute. All 5 were gone in 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
And that, like you said, man, you ain't got to make a killing. You can get lucky and something go through the roof, man. And I got 10 copies of that. You know what I mean?
If you're gonna sell a book that's worth 20 and someone buys it for 20, they were ready to spend 20 on it.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna get contention with people that want to make a profit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if they're like, oh, I want to make $15 off. Let me find it for $5. Oh, it's only worth it. No, man, it's worth it. My dad used to tell me when I was growing up, and he would give me, because my dad would give me a little bit of money to buy comic books or records, and I would have to pick if I either wanted to go buy a 45 or I was going to go buy some comic books. And he would say, those books are going to be only worth what someone's willing to give you. So that's the same is true today. It's like that book is only going to be worth what someone's willing to give you for it.
That's all it's worth.
If you put it up for a price, someone's going to either offer it for you at price, and if they don't, they're going to ask you about it, which means they're interested in that price, but they don't want to pay that price. So then you can either cut it off right there, be like, that's what it is. That's the final offer. I'm not looking for any, you can't offer me. That's what my final price is. Other than that, it just is what it is. It's like, that's why I never try to sell comics.
When I put an ad up, Remo, I always put, I'm not desperate to sell. So don't be coming with, I'm putting it in the good price from the get-go. If you want it, you get it. Don't be coming with, this is what I think is worth. Yo, what up?
What's up,
Yeah. Bill, Sean, Remo, hey.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever you see me sell something in an auction, I'm either strategically starting the price at less than I paid and I'm okay with it, or I'm starting it at a profit already. You don't have to worry about me trying to say, oh, well, I didn't hit the reserve. I don't do reserves. If someone, I think it's going to go for $50, but people only want to pay 10. If it's an auction, it'll get sold for 10 because that's what people want to buy.
Yeah. Hey, but most people will not let a book, like a good book, they won't let that happen. So a good book, people are going to be like, oh, no, I got to get that. That's what
I was on Will's auction one time. He gave my Grail away for free. I was like, holy shit. He gave it away. I was like, oh man, I gotta get this. I was over there.
What was it?
It was the Punisher miniseries #1. This Mike Zeck cover.
Oh yeah, I did give that for free.
He gave it away, and I was like, man, you previewed it, and all week I was like, I'm gonna try and win this book. I gotta get this book.
Is that it? Is that's the book?
Yeah,
you talk about someone that'll pull a book out if you talk about it, man. You got
exactly.
I knew it was right there.
Hey, the other day, I got a couple books, and I got the story with the Punisher is that was as a kid, that was the first miniseries I completed. And I had all 5, and I took them to Yosemite. We went on a camping trip, and I took them with me because I take my books everywhere with me. And I went on a camping trip, and my parents are church going, and they brought some church going friends with us. And I think what happened was I had those books with me, clutched to my chest. You know what I mean? And they were like, well, why does he have those books? And I heard them talking about it, and then lo and behold, the next day, all 5 of them disappeared. Until this day, I don't know what happened to all 5 of those books. I know what happened, but they never got them back. And I had all 5 of them, man. Perfect condition. So
it was the 80s, right?
Yeah, this was the 80s. I was a kid. I got them all off the newsstand from 7-Eleven.
And the 80s was a weird time. That moral panic, Dungeons and Dragons and comics, man. And heavy metal music. It was all evil.
Oh my
if you play it backwards, it's Satan.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They took those books, and I told my mom to this day, I'm like, if I had those books right now, I'd be happy.
What was the music thing you used to could order all the stuff, Rob? You remember you could order, all the albums that came out in the 80s and stuff. It was they used to sell them.
Heavy metal magazine that you'd find in Walmart.
Just a penny for a membership, but the membership always was expensive.
The penny.
DMG?
For it, right?
God, I can't remember what it was, but they'd offer,
Time Warner,
check
right?
which ones you want and all that. They were cassettes back then.
Yeah, and you would put.
Well, I just remember Sid's records. They would always have like the top 10, and it wouldn't be the Billboard top 10. It would be the shit that would be almost banned, because down here in South Florida, we had this cop named Nick Navarro. Now, if any of y'all listened to 2 Live Crew back in the day, you might remember a certain song that goes, fuck Navarro, fuck Navarro. That was the sheriff down here in Broward County, Florida. This guy would go into record shop after record shop to seize all of their music. And now Uncle Luke is a philanthropist in Miami.
Yeah. No,
yeah,
you're talking about the Time Warner. You would tape the penny to the paper and send it in, and they would send you all 10 of the albums that you had.
Yeah, it was one of those types.
What was that?
Yeah. What we would
but
do,
you'd be locked into a membership, and you'd have to keep buying.
So
but
when
you're a kid, you didn't realize that. You're like,
what we used to do is we would put a fake name with our address on it, and tape the 10 penny on it and send it in and get all the records back, and then when they would send you the paperwork telling you for the subscription, we're like, we don't know who that is. Yeah, that's what it was. But man, yeah, that one I used to collect Master of Kung Fu, and I was a huge Bruce Lee fan growing up, so it was all about Kung Fu theater and Bruce Lee. So I used to read Master of Kung Fu, and then Punisher came out. Ghost Rider, Master of Kung Fu, and then Punisher came out, and I was reading that, and I got all of them. I was buying them strictly for the covers, because all the covers were off the chain, so I had them, and I took them to Yosemite, and I was just like, man. I was reading them at the bench, you know, in my bed, everything, the tent. And all of a sudden, we woke up that last Sunday. They were all gone.
They were gone.
Man.
I tore that campsite up, man. Never found it.
There was
And the
somebody that
worst
was
thing about
chasing
it-
you the entire time.
My parents let me do it, knowing I know they know what happened to it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so yeah. So those, when he gave that book away, I was like, oh, I gotta get it.
Hey, you want to hear a sad story about a Punisher #1? I was at a convention and Mike Zeck and John Beatty were both there, and I went around to all the dealers to find something that they both could sign, and it was a Punisher #1, high grade. Get it graded, it's like a 9.8.
Right.
So I buy that. I go get it signed, and as I'm talking to the person and putting it back in the bag and board to then hand it over to them to get it, you know, authenticated and signed at CBCS, I hear a doop. Oh crap! I hit the corner of it, and it got graded at a 9.0.
Ah,
And check out the grader's notes on it.
Oh, man.
Damn.
It was a 9.8.
terrible. And then somebody gave away the I think it was First Edition gave away the first appearance of Ant-Man the other day, and I was like, you mother. And then Rob busted it out.
Was that Marvel Premiere 47 or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, and Rob busted it out the other day
Marvel.
And there he go.
when he was battling Hialeah. When Hialeah was battling, he busted it out. Yep, that was right there. He busted it out the second time. He was like, oh, I could have took that one out. I'm like, you guys just busted out stuff left and right. I can only drink well.
Earlier when you were talking about expensive stuff from the 90s that were shiny covers, any of the stuff that had gold printing on it, so like Solar Man of the Atom, like #3 or #5, they printed 5 of them, so they're worth like $1,000 each.
Yeah, but
Or
Rob, you would be one to have it. Do you have a
I don't
copy of the wraparound chromium cover of Exo Man of War?
yeah,
What's the cover price on it?
I
you
think
know?
like $1.90 or $2.95, probably $3.95 with the chromium.
Yeah,
That was 1992, right, Rob? That
Yeah.
came out.
yeah,
They
it was
were
really
charging
expensive.
$1.95 for regular editions for stuff that was regular Unity. So if they did a chromium, they just bump it up by $1.
Wasn't one worth a lot, Rob, that was missing the gold on the top or something?
Yeah, there was one where it kind of looked like it's a prismatic, almost like that X-Men #300, because with gold, whenever you try doing printing with that, they have to do a bunch of prototypes first just to get it right, because printing on gold, at least back in the 90s, was not a simple thing. And to get everything a uniform sort of look, they went through a couple processes, and there were some errors at first, and those errors got out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know a
I
few
think
of them
your
were supposed to be
birds-
silver at the top.
Then
See,
there's
if you-
weird shit like this. Second print of Robin, the first series, where the only way you can tell if this is like the $200 version is the indicia down here and right up here saying the adventure begins. There's another one that's the first appearance of Tim Drake, that if you have that second print with the newsstand on it, it's worth like $1.2 grand.
Man, I got a beat up copy of that Robin book you just showed. I'm talking about beat up, man. That was like one of the earlier Batman books I had, you know. I've read it a bunch of times, but it's
It's a
beat
dollar
to
book
hell.
normally.
Yeah.
I mean, when you start sorting through it, you go, oh, Robin #1, it's $1. I got it for like $4 because the guy went, well, I'll just charge it what a cover price book is. Didn't know, so I grabbed it.
Yeah.
I knew what it was. I went, holy shit. And it's not even bagged or boarded. How much? Looking at eBay just to make sure that it didn't spike or something.
That's what's fun is when you get a book that even if they were to look on eBay, it's like $1 book. but you have the special one, and it's worth more.
Yeah.
It's just like a Batman 457, first appearance of Tim Drake.
Yeah,
You
the
find
one with that
it-
special lettering at the top.
Yeah, it has like the first. It has like a bunch of different things, but it has to match completely.
Completely, yeah.
And
It has to be the bottom has to be what newsstand, and then it has to say something at the top. I know that because I
The
looked and
adventure
go, I got
begins or
newsstand,
something.
and I didn't have the top.
like whenever I see it out in the wild, I always break out the app with Key Collector. As much as
Yep.
people knock it, I break it out just to make sure, because you never know.
You never
I
know.
mean, I found this for almost nothing, and then I jump onto eBay, and people are paying $200 for it. So it pays to have a good eye and remember your art history, because that's all this shit is, art history.
Mhm.
Most of the biggest problem with the free version of Key Collector is he just doesn't have something in there. That's one of the biggest problems with it, really. I mean, I've spotted one or two things that he's mistaken on, but it's never anything major. And most of the time, it's just he doesn't have it. It's actually a good app.
No, I like it.
It's a good app, but it's not a complete app, I'll say, because I get into these, and I'm just pulling out the latest ones I have wound up picking up. So somebody just asked about the DC Universe logo, and these are things that came originally in, and I know that Stone Cold has a bunch of these. These DC Universe came in like 3-packs, 5-packs.
Yeah. I got a few of them.
Walmart. Mostly they go for about $10-$20 a pop, just because they're a bit more rare than the usual garbage that's out there. I mean, most of these are dollar books that you'd find in a dollar bin. But the second you see one of these DC Universes in the corner, it pops it up because it's a whole lot more rare. So there's certain ones like this Adventures of Superman with Supergirl in the title that was part of the a Funeral for a Friend, or part of that
Where I
saga.
got mine.
Yeah, that
And
one's
there's like $200.
Is there anything special about that one with Icon? Because that would seem to me to be even more rare, being a milestone with
I
Icon
got-
and
I
Superman.
got one of those
and-
crossovers.
I think it has more to do with when it was towards the end of the DC Universe second print sort of sets that were sent out to all these stores. Similar to like Whitman back in the day when they were printing a bunch of these gold key things. They printed a bunch of them, but there were certain ones that they didn't print as much of, like that Black Hole issue number 3. But then came like the DC stuff that they were getting co-opted for back in like 1983. So you get that DC Presents number 17. That's like a $2,000 book if you find it, because there's maybe 80 or 100 of them floating around in the world.
Now,
But if you
Yeah,
find
this
the one in the bin, it's a book. Yeah,
This
there's
is
a
the one I got right here, Rob, that I got that was the DC Universe from I think it was Ebor. He had it. He said this is a rare one, and I looked it up, and it wasn't in the book. But then I looked it up on the Key Collector app. Eventually, I opened the app up. I paid for the other stuff. Man, there's a bunch of stuff once you buy that. That
Oh, yeah.
$2, whatever. It's a
Dude,
bunch
it's
of
$20
stuff.
for the year. Buy it. It's not. You're
I got-
not
yeah.
going to regret.
They got. I like the randomizer thing they got. Do you have it, Rob? I love that.
Yeah.
I go on it.
I
like
check it every day, several
yeah,
times.
it randomizes and puts different stuff up. But this one, I saw this one of these for sale was for like $175. This book. I don't know if he sold it, but I know that's what he had it for. But there was no like information on it.
What if it's red though? The DC Universe logo. Like, sometimes they'll have barcodes, and DC does, and there'll be red, the barcode. Does that
Some
mean
of them are
anything?
different colors, right, Rob?
That's something that you have to look up. I don't know every one of them.
Yeah. There's some rare ones. They got rare, and then they got ultra rare. That they're not sure, but they've only like 2 copies have been seen. Stuff. It's crazy stuff like that. I've
Yeah,
got a
like
couple
Biggie just
Green Man-
said that there might be a copy of the first appearance of Harley Quinn floating around out there with the DC Universe logo.
Oh, there
That's
is.
possible, because towards the end of the series of Batman Adventures, like issue 32, 31, 33. There's some DC Universe ones that's super rare because they're down to the last parts of the DC Universe prints that they were putting out to Walmart and Target and all the rest.
Yeah, there's definitely Batman Adventures. I saw Ybor City Comics had one, a DC Adventures. It was a Batman Adventures 8 or something in that area with the DC logo on the bottom. I was like, but it wasn't beat up condition. If it was in good
So
condition,
if there's an 8, and I know for a fact there's a 32 because I've seen one.
so you know there's everything in between there for sure.
Yeah, I've not seen one. It exists.
You know,
If someone finds it out there, I want to know about it.
speaking of Harley,
Not going to afford it.
remember a couple months ago when that whole punchline thing, you know, people talking about Batman, 89, something like that. And I got my new books this week. I got the Argent Batman, and I got the Joker. And I read this, and I remember when y'all was briefly talking about it, and I was like, I really don't get the appeal of Punchline or what she's supposed to represent, because the origin they told was bare bones for me. He's like, really? Like, is that supposed to make me really care about the character or make me want to see more of her? I didn't get it. I didn't get her whole appeal or what they trying to do with her. You know, maybe they have to do something more in terms of the story, but that whole thing in the Joker anniversary issue didn't really float with me.
I was on a show the other day, and apparently I could have cared so less about Punchline that I said the Punchline of origin. And no, I was not stoned. I read the origin of Punchline, and all it is just some college chick that wants to arbitrarily say, hey, Joker, I want to be part of your gang. Fine, I'll gas my dean. Okay, let me put on some makeup. Hey, I'm a super villain now.
I'm like, really? At least with Harley, she had the development and the whole relationship with Joker that it built while, you know, to that point where she decided to join the Joker.
Man,
this is some random shit.
Bad
You know what
shit,
makes
girl.
me-
I mean,
That's
having
like-
Matthew Warner be Punchline, that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, that sounds like Deadpool. Any of you guys want to be superheroes? He's knocking on doors. And he said, Domino
Deadpool 2 that
didn't
he was
have no
trying to
superpower. Remember, he said she had no superpower until the plane crashed and she lived. He goes, well, damn, I might be wrong about that superpower because she made it and all the rest died. That shit was, I laughed.
My
so hard.
superpower is luck. That's
Yes,
not
her superpower is
cinematic.
luck.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a superpower. Luck is a hell of a superpower.
Man. So you know what makes me mad about the whole Punchline thing is I signed up for Batman because the story looked good, and as I've been reading it, you know what Tinian's doing. It looks and sounds really interesting. I want to read the story, so now I have to buy 89, and it's a $50, $60, $80 book. So now I can't buy it. I don't care about
Punchline right there. Do y'all remember reading back in the day, and I'm sure y'all do, the first appearance of Bane leading all the way through into the breaking of the Bat? I'm pretty sure that James Tinian is following similar story beats because I don't know if anyone, spoiler alert, here's what happens at the end of Batman 92. So the designer knows who Batman is, and this is after we find that Catwoman has been betraying him the entire time. So in 9 issues, Tinian walked back the entire relationship with Catwoman. And now you're getting to the point where the next issue is going to be the fight between the designer that knows who the Batman is and the eventual confrontation between Catwoman and Batman. You're caught up. Start from the next issue.
I'm so sick of this Batman Catwoman thing. They done jacked it all up to the point where I'm like, man,
oh, it's gone. The relationship
yeah,
is gone.
just,
And the Tom
like,
King stuff isn't even going to be done anymore. It's going to be alternate universe bullshit.
That's why I wasn't down with that in the first place when they announced it. I'm like, you do issue 50, they break up, you know, they get back together, and now you want to do a series of Catwoman and Batman. I'm like, nah, I'm not buying on that.
Anybody who read Batman at least once before then knew that that was not going to stay if they
Yeah,
actually.
everybody knew that. It's just that DC oversold it with all the damn variants and stuff. That's what pissed a lot of people off. You selling so many damn variants and for nothing to happen.
It reminds me of Black Label. It's like, oh no, people found out there's a penis. We got to change everything.
They did that with Swamp Thing or Animal Man, where there were some branches coming out from the ground. They went, that looks like penises.
Yeah.
Call that. But have you seen this shit? What Marvel's planning on doing, because they just can't leave well enough alone, and I just think it's a bad idea. They're planning on putting out all these variant covers coming out soon in the next month or so, where it's going to be blank with colors that say "On Sale Wednesday."
I ain't see it.
Say it again. What?
I ain't.
Because DC using another distributor and having this shit out on Tuesday, where most stores are like, you know what, this is too much work. I have to spend more on shipping. You know what, fuck it, I'm putting all this stuff out on Wednesday anyway. So Marvel's going, hey, DC, we see that you're using another distributor, so we're going to put it out there on sale Wednesday. We're doing things by the book. Like, when did Marvel be the ones playing by the book when DC was the corporate type?
That sounds so stupid. They're going to be $100 books. You just wait.
And I don't want.
I'm not surprised.
But I'm not a variant collector, so I don't know any better. But I would just think of, what would I want? I want rare shit, and I don't want something that's like a giant middle finger to another company. It just feels bad.
Yeah, it's like some petty shit.
Yeah, put it in the comics where it's supposed to be, and put it in the comics about their comics, not about a distributor. I mean, good lord.
Was that like the Thor Donny Cates, where he was basically talking about DC in it, and that made the whole book spike, and it was like literally like 2 sentences.
Yeah, before the pandemic, we all thought that DC was going to be sold with the rights to be published by Marvel. After the pandemic, everything's in the air. No one knows what's going on. Creators are being paid to continue making stuff, while stuff is being told, hey, Avengers of the Wasteland's being canceled, your Spider-Woman's canceled, they're axing shit left and right, and going, hey, you can buy that digital. Like, bitch, I bought the first 3 issues. I don't want to read this digital.
Now I gotta go buy it.
We are collectors. Don't tell me that after buying 3 issues, now the series is going to move to digital. Like, the fuck out of here. I want my complete. If it's 5 issues, I want all 5 issues. Don't tell me I got to get the next 2 issues digital.
Man, in 20 years, we're going to be opening our coats and be like, you want to buy a flash drive?
Right?
20 years, they already doing that. Hustle man, baby. Hustle man.
Right.
Hey, Chief, you want to buy this blow dryer?
$5.
Man, I just hope my Wolverine stays, because they just started again. It was pretty good. I want to read Wolverine. He's my favorite character, and I don't like him in the X-Men. He's okay with the X-Men, but I like him on his own.
I don't like Wolverine being part of like 100 different teams. Like you said, I need him to be alone, solo. Don't put him in X-Men, don't put him in Avengers, don't put him in Uncanny X-Force, all that stuff. Just let Wolverine do his thing.
My idea on Wolverine is very much the same as I have with Brad Pitt. Great character actor, but whenever he's in a movie by himself, I don't really care so much about it. I mean, I have a shit ton of Wolverine comic books just with him on his own, but he works better as a teammate than he does on his own.
I guess that's just the difference in us then, more than anything, because I love him on his own. I love reading him on his own, but I will admit to you, they don't do a good job in the movies. Logan was the only one that I actually really, truly enjoyed, and I can pick apart a few things in that one. But the Origins was horrible for many reasons. And the other Wolverine movie, even Chris Claremont himself said when he saw it, Wolverine just walks down the middle of the street with a bunch of ninjas flying around, shooting arrows in his back. He's like, that's not Wolverine. Wolverine would out ninja the ninjas. You wouldn't even see him until he's right up there at the bad guy.
I always said that movie for me ended after Wolverine defeated the father. I don't even watch the last part of that when he fought the cyborg samurai. Like that's not even. After he fight the father, I'm done. Period.
Silver Samurai was always a joke, but at least they kind of made him respectable in the movie. But yeah, anybody that ever watched the anime or read the manga Fist of the North Star, they would
I
turn
love it.
Wolverine into Kenshiro, where he'd walk in through a village and they're shooting him all over the place and just flicks it off. That's not the Wolverine of the comics. He's going, "You're already dead." No, he would ninja the shit out of him, and then all of a sudden you'd see a blur. There he is, as bodies fall behind him. That's Wolverine.
Yeah. Now, I will admit, when you first see that giant silver samurai, I'm like, dude, it's the silver samurai. And then once they do anything with him, it's like, why do they have the silver samurai?
To be fair, I've said that almost every time he's made a comic book appearance.
The #2 issue of Wolverine in the ongoing series, beautiful cover. Stories of the yeah. It's better issue for the fact that it's the first appearance of the Muramasa Blade than it is that we have Silver Samurai in there.
Which one is that?
Wolverine 2, the second issue of the ongoing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the red one looks like there's blood spatter with the Silver Samurai.
Yeah.
That one is buried up there. Otherwise, I'd dig it out.
Yeah,
That one's
cool cover though.
Yeah, the cover's awesome.
It started going left with the vampires and stuff with me. I was kind of like, oh, okay. So I kind of pulled back because it wasn't going in the direction I was kind of.
Oh, the new series?
Yeah, the new series
Where they have like 2 stories going on at the same time.
Yeah, and then like Dracula's involved. And I'm just like, Dracula. I'm like, okay.
Are you talking about the Wolverine series?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
the newest
like
one.
sending all these people at him, and I'm just like, okay.
Well, I need the 3rd issue to come out to form a good opinion on it. The first one had those 2 stories. The second one continued with the first story. We need the 3rd issue to figure out where exactly they're going to do with it. Is it just going to be getting the other one or tie it in later? Or are they going to keep switching stories every issue? Issue 3 is very important because it tells us how they're going to be doing it moving forward. So I need that to make a decision. Although I really don't need to make a decision. He's Wolverine. Of course I'm going to buy the book, even if it's not.
Oh, I can't get out of that book for
I
myself.
just don't want him to be jumping around to different eras throughout the whole series, to different short stories. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what I don't want. You know, I don't want it to be like memories and stuff like that.
Yeah, I hear
Do you
you
want
on
it to
that.
be like the TV show Arrow, where they jump back into his past every now and then just to flesh out? Yeah, they did that series. It was called Wolverine Origins, and it was good. And now they can try something else.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We need to do it in print form.
I was sick of the multiple origins that they tried to make Wolverine. You know, like first you had the hit. I liked him as that mysterious character with an origin that was a bit cloudy. And then as soon as they started exploring it more and more, I lost it lost the unique factor that the character had.
Right.
So what killed it? James Howlett? Or was there a point before? Or was when he lost his nose after the adamantium loss? When did Wolverine just stop being as interesting to you?
I would say after that whole thing with Sabretooth and Jeff Loeb did. I did not like that storyline, and that to me that spun off to what they were doing with Wolverine Origins, and that I forgot the character, the main guy that was behind it all.
Are you talking about Dakin, or are you talking about like the father that I can't even remember his
Romulus.
name?
Yeah, Romulus.
That's it.
Yeah, I didn't particularly
like
care for. Yeah, I didn't particularly care for that. It
I-
kind of turned me off of Wolverine.
I like how Origin gave us Dakin, but I don't like the Romulus. And I didn't like the House of M story was great, but right then is where I started trailing off a little bit because I don't like him having all his memories.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of meh. And near the end of that run, his second ongoing kind of went to crap, and I didn't even bother picking up any of the other series they did with Wolverine, and none of them lasted. But this one, hopefully it'll be good. But I loved everything up to about House of M in the second ongoing series, like Enemy of the State,
Oh,
you
that's
know,
fantastic.
Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Those were awesome.
It's Mark Millar, who always knows how to create a story, doesn't quite know how to land it, but he has a good time doing it.
Yeah, and that's Wolverine. Everyone's scared of him, even Magneto. Wolverine gets one help. He can teleport. Magneto's tough.
And immediately afterwards, the old man Logan.
And you
Unforgivable.
know, and you know what was another thing that irritated me in the mid 2000s was when they killed off Jean again in New X-Men 150. You know, the Grant Morrison run, and I see Wolverine cuts Magneto's head off, and then a couple of issues later, they retcon that whole shit, saying that that wasn't Magneto.
It was a
Oh,
great.
That was Zorn the whole time.
I was like, the Magneto, he posed as Zorn the whole time. Then he reveals himself, gets his head knocked off, and then they want to say, "Oh, that was Zorn. Magneto's here." I hate y'all with y'all fucking retconning shit, man.
I mean, New X-Men revitalized X-Men back in a time when they needed it the most because it was so convoluted. And the Jean Grey coming back to life, it worked for the time. It made us excited to pick up comics for a while. I thank Joe Quesada for that, at least, being editor-in-chief back in the day. But after a while, it became a joke. How many times has Jean Grey died? It's like, how many times has Ma and Pa Kent died in the comics and the movies and the TV show? It just became a statistic instead of an event.
Doesn't Jean hold the record?
Pa Kent
Died at
beats
least
everybody.
3 times.
Paul Kent has died more times than any other character in any other media.
It makes Uncle Ben say, "Glad I'm dead," and they ain't pour me out like that.
They didn't pull me back.
I mean, the only other character in like fictional literature is Jesus that's died more times than recreations. Shit, did I just say that? I'm sorry.
You're gonna get us right.
Oh, I already got knocked down earlier in the week. I don't even need profanity to be profane.
That makes sense, though. I mean, he'd been around alive that long, dead women. I mean, that makes sense.
Wasn't it Jason Aaron that did that children's storyline with Wolverine and his kids?
I don't know, but I know Wolverine eventually wound up killing them all. A lot of them are in different universes, so they're not in the main universe. I think he only has
the story I remember was when Wolverine was in hell. I think that was when Jason Aaron was writing him. You know, when he encountered his kids.
He did that one, but Daniel Way did most of Wolverine Origins. Then he had Joe Quesada doing the NYX. And then there was Rienne, this blonde daughter of Wolverine in Marvel Comics Presents #5 and #6. There's a lot of kids to the point where it's just a statistic.
I know Wolverine was with a lot of chicks, but come on now. That Marvel Comics Presents, that was ridiculous. I wasn't even looking to buy that book for the Wolverine's daughter. I wanted it for the Ghost Rider cover, you know. Then I see that shit going up. I'm like, the fuck?
I haven't fooled with it. But I do like how Wolverine's kind of like us. He's like, I have a daughter. Well, I mean, it makes sense, but okay.
Yeah, it seems like another Tuesday for me.
Yeah. Well, guys, we've almost hit 2.5 hours. I appreciate you letting me on, Puff. I haven't been on in a while, but I got to go.
All right, man. It was great having you on here,
Yeah.
bro.
We'll see y'all later.
Take it easy.
Yeah, later, fellas.
Yeah, I'm probably getting ready to wrap this up, too. But it was a great conversation.
DJs and Publix and do all the shopping, and then I go, oh God, I hope Stay Puft's still on. Shit, yes, he's on. Let me jump on, because anytime I see somebody dropping a link, I say, yes, I don't mind if I do.
Right?
Yeah, you know me, man. When I start the show, ain't no end time. We just end when we ready to end. But yeah, it was great having you on, Big Remo. Your second appearance.
Right. Anytime I get to hang out with you and Stone Cold, man, it's a good thing, man.
Yeah, man, we had a fun time.
Yeah, we got to talk.
First time hanging out with Bob, so yeah, definitely, man. Good thing.
Yeah, if you need somebody to have a book handy or get it with quickness, I would never go against him in Kamagories. I don't care if I had every book in the world. He'd be like, I got mine. I'd be like, I don't know where nothing's at.
But no matter what, I don't play to win that game because that means obligating yourself to come back.
The next year. Exactly.
Well, that's how I felt when I was on the hunt and I won it. I was like, damn, now I gotta go hunt for.
Now you gotta go hunt again.
2 weeks.
You gotta defend.
Rob is
I didn't even.
Man. He's a stone cold. He's a stunner, man. He just likes to stun on everybody. Oh yeah, I got that.
I do shit like this. Watch. Hold on. Let me just cue this shit up. Hold on. I can do this.
Oh, you wanted to see that?
Oh yeah. When Rob first made his appearance, he was just pulling out books. I pull out a book, and the next thing you know, he got the same book in his hand. I was like, where you got that from, man?
Rob's wall looks better than half the LCSs around here, man. I'm telling you. You walk up in one of here, he could sell his collection to them, man, and they would put them in business for another 25 years, man. Those guys don't have none of those books. You could go ask them about books, and they're like, don't know what that is. Like, what?
Hey, man, Big Will lasted a long time today, Sean. He usually don't last too long. He was on a long time today.
But it's been a while since he's been on the show, so he came in and he's like, I'm be for a while,
right?
Yeah, look at that.
He was having too much fun.
I can do special effects just like this, but no matter what, I will always lose Kamagories. On purpose.
Hey, last book could win it all. Rob's got it in front of him. Damn, I couldn't find it.
Right?
Liar.
It's like, hold on, let me just reach without even looking. This one. It's like, God damn it, man.
he don't even need the 30 seconds, man. He just got my book.
See, that's why it's important, kids, to have a little bit of organization and know where you put stuff so you don't go, hey, I spent $2,000 on a comic book and I put it down in a stack with all the other stuff I get every Wednesday, and now I don't remember where my first appearance in Moon Knight is.
I don't remember where I put it at.
Especially you got a whole bunch of books.
But the funny thing about me on the hunt was that I won the hunt with a damn book from Robert G. An Alvin book for Alvin and the Chipmunks. I was like, really? I want Alvin and the Chipmunks.
People love Alvin.
I know, I love it too. And then I fell asleep the time I was supposed to come back, and I didn't show up to defend my belt. So next time I came on, there was a new champion of so I had to fight to get the belt back, and I couldn't win it back.
Hey, you win it once, that's good enough, man.
That's it, man. I'm still a bit sour though that I lost to King Johnfrey on the cover championship, and his theme choice was Liefeld cover. I was like,
he knew he had you then.
He had me, man.
No Liefeld covers over this side over here.
I mean, I had a few Liefeld covers. I pulled New Mutants 100. Of course, he gonna pull 98.
Right.
So that's a loss automatically.
Man, I was on another.
Oh wait, that's not Liefeld.
Well, I forget, it was an auction and somebody was giving away Hulk 341 and John won that shit. Like, oh, thanks.
Oh,
You don't sign this.
That's probably during that time when John was winning everything.
Yeah, he won it.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he expected to win for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
He won another one since.
Oh man. Yeah, and if you win Kamagories, don't you win like a slab or something? What the hell am I going to do with the slab?
He gotta know.
Look at everything behind me. I don't own a single slab. What the hell am I going to do with one? And if I have just one, you know what happens?
Yeah, one turns into 100.
One is going to be all of those books are going to end up getting sent to CGC.
John has shares in the brand.
And space. It's mostly space that's the problem.
Yeah.
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 That's
All-
why I
all
canceled
all in the closet.
2/3 of what I get.
Yeah, if you have the space to do it without having to, give up too much. Like I probably would have more now, but I had to give up my man cave to my daughter. But other than that, man, I probably have a nice little wall going right now. But yeah, that once my daughter got old enough, I had to give up the man cave.
Oh, come on, Remo. We know that you, your daughter, anybody that's flesh and blood, we're all going to die, but comic books.
I know.
This shit's forever as long as you don't bend it or break it.
Like, you keep buying all these books, Daddy. I'm like, it's all for you. I was like, I can't take them with me, but you can do something with them later on. You know what I mean?
Slabs are overrated, but I like them.
Yeah, they're overrated for sure.
Teach their own.
Yeah.
I will never say it's a wrong thing to go with a slab, but it's just not me. It's like My Little Pony. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not made for me.
Yeah, just
Same.
my thing.
I'm no brony, man. I ain't no brony, man.
I can see the appeal. It looks kind of fancy, but when I watch it, I go, what else is on?
Exactly. I'll change this.
Oh.
I don't think I need to watch this one.
There's too much else on.
God damn it, I thought it was Justice League Unlimited that was going to be on Cartoon Network.
My daughter loves the new Teen Titans, right? But I'm like, she should like the Teen Titans. I'm like, look at these books. I got a couple books for you, man.
No, Daddy, I like Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
God damn it, I'm raising kids wrong.
That's why I give all the credit to Boat, right? He's raising his kids right. They love He-Man. They love all the old cartoons, Thundercats and stuff like that. The Ramones.
Oh, look at Hero and the Kid and 1-2 Comic Talk.
He's like,
Yeah.
my daughter, Daddy, we just don't like the same things.
Fair enough.
Yeah, my girls all wanted to. I couldn't even go by. What was it, Barney? If Barney was on, forget it. I saw Barney. I'm like, you didn't. I'm telling you, I saw him. It's him. Go back. And they were smart. They could run that controller better than me. They're like, give me that controller. See? Yeah, there goes my night.
Yeah, exactly. Don't let them find out that you do like something.
And the stupid song. I hate the stupid song. Oh my gosh.
I love you.
You love
You love me. Oh my God, please shoot me.
Yes.
Oh man. Thank God Barney didn't last as long. I'd rather watch Sesame Street than Barney.
Yeah, we used in school, which is mine is probably the oldest. The electric company would come on.
Yeah.
The electric company, boy, we would be like, yeah. We loved that when that came on. Anything they did with put on the TV or something, it wasn't the boring teacher talking, we were happy.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't even. I mean, I haven't seen the electric company or any of that stuff lately. And PBS I don't even think they show Sesame Street anymore.
They still show Sesame Street because they're still trending because you have freaking senators picking fights with Sesame Street.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out then.
Tom Cotton, Republican Senator Tom Cotton picked a fight with Sesame Street. Who starts a fight with Sesame Street?
Going crazy, man.
Oh no.
My brother's a police officer, and he was telling me the other day that they're trying to take Chase from what do you call it? Paw Patrol. They're trying to take Chase away from the cartoon. Just like, wow. You know the little cop dog.
Oh yeah.
They're trying to take him out of the city, like they're taking him out, and I'm just like, oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a cartoon, man. You know what I mean? It's just a cartoon, man.
It's just like taking out a poo from The Simpsons.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they got rid of it.
on now.
And you have a lot of people that are Indian that say, but he's actually not bad and they're not making fun of our culture. He's a hardworking man that's loyal to his wife and children.
Yeah.
But then you have the voice actor going, but it's kind of like, I feel like I'm in blackface.
Yeah.
And I understand his argument. So if he doesn't want to do it anymore, that's up to him. And
yeah, they guilted him out of it, basically. They guilted him out of it. They made him feel so guilty that basically it took away from the character.
Now, how much longer can that show last, man? I mean, that show outlived a lot of people.
Right?
Their values aren't systemic to what is today's culture. I mean, the little kid Bart Simpson being the slacker. Not many kids are like Bart Simpson anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a different
And if
generation.
you go back and watch stuff from 20 years ago, you kind of cringe a little bit at some of the humor.
Yeah.
But others, you go, holy shit, they're like fortune tellers.
Yeah.
I think the last time I watched The Simpsons was like 2001. That's almost 20 years since I've seen that show.
I remember when it first started, I watched it for a little while and I was just like, it's not for me. And then let it go. I have a friend that's like a diehard. Like he has like walls of the toys. I mean, any kind of memorabilia that comes along with it, he has it. He has all the box sets. Like, I mean, he's just like
diehard.
I'm just like, yeah, man, whatever floats your boat. Bro.
Yeah, The Simpsons wasn't for me.
Yeah, just
I like
whatever.
Beavis and Butthead much better.
Yeah.
They were funny as hell. They talked trash about everything and everyone, you know. Only thing was good was what they liked. I was like, yeah, it was so crazy, man.
I do miss that 90s era when, you have Beavis and Butthead, Aeon Flux.
You see the
Liquid television.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, shoot, none of the 70s sitcoms, they would all be off the air. There would have been none. Zero. Not one.
All in the Family, while very progressive for the time, you watch certain episodes today and you're still kind of like watching Chasing Amy today, back when it was made in 1997. Very progressive, and it made people want to accept people that were of minority, whether they're gay, LGBT community. You go back and watch it today, and you're going, there's still a lot of gay jokes in it.
I was watching Sanford and Son the other day. The whole
I'm
thing
watching
was
him. I don't care no matter what no one says. He's
Sanford and
hilarious.
Son.
Or Three's Company. That was my favorite, and everything about that show was the whole premise was that he was supposed to be gay, or else
he was supposed to be gay, or he couldn't live with all the girls.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Or he had to be gay, or else he couldn't live with the
Yeah,
girls.
yeah, because your boy was gonna kick him out.
Or they were floozies. You know what I mean? Like, and then he would always go.
But who was the original cross-dresser? Who was the first cartoon to dress up like a woman?
The first.
What's up, Doc?
Bugs Bunny. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But he did it all the time.
And then
he put coconuts inside of a two-piece.
Yeah, with all the fruit. or he would have the bonnet on with the big old dress like Aunt Jemima or something, you know. Or when they would blow up burnt and they would have the hair like a black person. They would have the little hair like when they would get burnt, like all that, you know. But see, for me growing up and watching it, I just knew what it was. It was like, okay, you know, all right, you know. But then I don't want you to not see it though. You know, I want it to still be. You gotta learn from your history. You know, like that way that's a teachable moment. I could show my daughter. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't know anything about that, which is good. But if it was still available, I could still see how far we've come since then. You know what I mean? Like
show your daughter a movie called Song of the South, which is probably the most racist thing I've ever seen from Disney, where it was so bad. Walt Disney himself knew, reading the script, we're gonna get into trouble for some of this shit. Hey, there's a blacklisted right over there. He's Jewish and he's being attacked. Let's have him write it, and if it goes south, we'll blame it on him.
Right.
But Sanford made fun of everybody. It didn't matter.
Yeah,
He didn't care.
everybody.
It didn't care. Hey, man, he was killing the Spanish guy down the street all the time.
Right.
He just
Always.
he didn't play, man. He was my favorite.
And then the cops come in.
Yeah, the cow.
White guy talking, and they like,
Yeah.
wait, and then the black guy explaining like,
Hey, he'll look around like, man, what this dumb
He
white
wanted to be
dude
so,
saying, man?
he wanted to be down so bad. Hey, he wanted to be down so bad. You know what I mean?
oh, what's
Yeah.
going on? You back?
He always wanted to give him.
Back at home.
So how did
So
it go? Man? How did the hunt go?
What'd you come home with? Some good stuff, huh?
Well,
with that
Steve,
181, isn't he?
since you twisted my arm,
Here's an AF-15.
All right.
this is my stack,
Blow him up. Blow him up.
and I'm gonna start off with the
Uncle Cooey.
lightweights first.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so I'm a fan of Firestorm, the Nuclear Man. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm a fan of Firestorm, the Nuclear Man, one of the few DC properties that I really like. So I picked up a few back issues of Firestorm. This is 83, Firestorm, the Nuclear Man, 81, 82, and 86. These actually put me in like I'm 6 issues shy of having that volume 1 run of Firestorm, the Nuclear Man. Got a Extraordinary X-Men 14. That's a back issue. I got Avengers,
issue?
Extraordinary X-Men.
Yeah, was that Claremont?
No, this is Lemire. I can't remember his name. Huberto Ramos. No, this is
Humberto Ramos. Yeah.
yeah. This is this one Claremont right here. I picked this one up just because it's a key. That's Avengers 21. This is the issue where they where Storm became a member of the Avengers for the first time.
Oh, cool.
And then, all right, so I got this.
Oh yeah.
Fire.
Master Kung Fu Spider-Man. Then I went ahead and picked this one up, Submariner.
Some Rob G. Yeah, nice.
And then I got this, which Larry and Matt actually put me on to this one. I didn't know that there was a second print to this book.
And the second print is worth more than the first. Yeah.
And the second print is worth more than the first. Exactly. So this is the second print of this book, X-Men 275. I had no idea.
20 years ago, that was a worthless book. And because it was printed so much lower than something that already had a print run of about almost a damn near million, now people 20 years later gravitated to the lower print run because that's the way it works now.
So I have that.
What about that shirt?
I love that shirt.
That shirt is fire, son.
Number one super guy on Kung Fu.
Kung Fu.
All right. I got this one. I went ahead and picked this one up.
Oh,
X-Men 91.
Can never go wrong with them early issues.
You sure can't.
that's 3 issues before the 94th.
With that one right there, I'm 46 issues shy of having the full first run. So I'm counting down. This one, it's Uncanny X-Men Annual,
Nice.
number 1. And I just love like Storm covers for some reason. This like there's this one cover I want to
have
get.
that one too.
I
Black
know why. You have good taste.
Black Panther. It's a Storm cover. She's like hovering. I don't know if it was Jason Scott Campbell or what, but man, I wanted that book so bad. Infinity Crusade, number 6. I actually am missing like number 4, but I had the full run of this. Fantastic Four versus X-Men number 2. I had the first, I had the other 3 issues, so I went ahead and snagged this one. So I had the full set now. Richie Rich books.
Yeah, Richie Rich.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Richie Rich. I used to go to the grocery store with my mom, and I used to get those Richie Rich digest and stuff. So I got 3 of those, the ones that were in pretty good condition. I didn't show this one when I was on at first, but Astonishing X-Men number 40.
Rude.
Damn, pretty cool cover.
Yeah, I like that cover, but I'm collecting this run too. One of the amalgam covers, books, Super Soldier Man of War. Got that one. And then I got the other issues of Jack of Hearts, number 2 through 4.
And some good little scores.
Yeah, man. So I got that mini series, the whole run. And last but not least, I got this one, Strange Sports.
Yeah, the Strange Sports.
Yeah, I never seen this one before. So, one day, maybe one day, if I'm on the hunt, and I might be able to use this book to my advantage. Who knows? And that's all I got.
Yeah, you got some great books there, man.
Good deal.
Thank you. I had to leave, man, because every time I was getting ready to go to the cash register, somebody was like, "Hey, Al, look at this." I'm like, "Nah, don't do it. Don't do it." So
That's like don't look at the sun.
One thing.
That's it. That's why I was trying to get out them stores. When I get my complete like that day when me and we was at Sci-Fi City, you
Yeah.
and Javi was still digging. I already
You
had
good
like a size stack this big. I was like, I'm tired. I'm done. I gotta save something when we go to Coliseum.
Shoot. Hey, if it was up to Hobby, we would have never left. He looked at that other side, and I looked at him. I said, "Hey, man." I said, "Sean and Jeff are going to kill us, man." You go to that side.
Because I wanted to hit up Coliseum.
Yeah. Coliseum
But that
brought
25
back
cent-
the Hulk that I got, that variant.
But it was great. It was great seeing that. Great haul.
Nice
sir.
haul.
Thank
The
you.
important thing whenever you go shopping for comics, especially if it's like a dollar bin sort of store, it's okay to stick around for those last couple minutes because, I found a couple things that I wanted like that for like a buck. But then there were the ones that are just fill-in stuff like, oh, hey, they had an old New Mutants. I didn't even know there was that series.
Yep.
But I'm trying to fill in my Nom run. I know it's weird. No one collects Nom, but I do. But then he went, hey, did you check underneath there? And I'm like, damn, I got to run. How many more boxes do you have? Oh, just 3 more long boxes. I'm like, okay. So I'm not taking clearly my time because when I ran across these 2, I'm not a Star Wars fan at all. But I know from the Key Collector app that these things blew up.
These things are hot. I would do the same thing. I wouldn't even look. I'd say that name alone, I'm just going to buy them and take my chances, especially if they're
I
a
knew
good
what it
deal.
was. We had 2, 3, 4, 5. I just got 1 and 6. And I'm the type, I only get one of everything. He had another one there, but it was kind of really crinkled. This one here was in almost perfect condition, $1.49. $1.49. So yes, spend a little extra time if you can doing digging because you never know what you're going to find.
You're absolutely right.
When I was at Urban Legend with the guys in Tampa, I came up front with my stack, but before I went back, I looked in the She-Hulk section, and he had like at least 5 issues of She-Hulk that I needed, which is what I've been posting most of this week because I got the one AOK from Javi and I got one from Nerd Out, so I was able to get more from Urban Legend because I went digging because I ain't go to the Marvel section. I was all in DC and Independent. So when I went to the Marvel, I was like, let me check these She-Hulks. And of course, I came out with some sensational issues to at least get closer to completing that run.
Yeah, I mean, if I was in a dollar shop and I'm going, oh, they have sections, they actually put things in order. Yeah, I'm going to run right over to that She-Hulk just to see if they have the Vanity Fair cover, the jumping rope cover.
Yep. And Steve, you talk about us being at Sci-Fi City. Not
They were
want
a
to leave.
quarter. Rob would never leave. We got to bring Rob next year. If they have that, he's got to come down. A quarter, Rob. I'm on the draft with Javi, and Javi's. I've said, just tell me if it's a first appearance. I don't care what it's worth. I've got 15 copies of that damn book that went on the hot list last week because of the Key Collector app. They cost me $5 total. I could sell one, and my other 13 are free. I could give them away, do what I want, all because of that app and a quarter. If it's a quarter, are you gonna gamble? Man, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yep.
How much do we spend on one? Just
One,
one new
$4.
comic book that
I'm
comes out
telling
on
you,
a
when they
Wednesday.
added mine up, mine came so much, it was crazy.
too.
What is it, $5 now?
$5.
Look at that, man. $5. Sometimes it ain't even worth it. I'd rather be digging in dollar bins, quarter bins, 50-cent bins. You know, great Urban Legend has some great deals, you know.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. I got this for like the cost of what you could have got Batman 92, the cover B for this week. And there's like $40 and like $20 maybe from whoever would want to buy it. And then I can take that and get the stuff that I actually want to get.
Yep, exactly. Look, Rob, like these were a quarter. It's a first appearance of someone. I got like 10 copies. If it goes to $3, I've made my money back, and anything's profit. I got a ton of them. All those ones that came out with the first appearance of Jackpot. That book went to like $20. I had 4 or 5 copies that I paid $1 for them, and I sold every one of them for $15 each, like last night.
And now they're all going for like $30 for the most part.
$30. They're going. I'm like, man, I mean, I feel bad. I made that much on them, but they were a quarter, and I took every one of them. No one didn't want them. They came home.
And when it comes to the Spider-Man free comic book day shit, it's not like that stuff was underprinted or that people threw it away or it became stuff that was filler that you put in boxes when you're shipping. Because right after that, what was it? Umbrella Academy blew up with that free comic book.
Yeah, with that free comic book day.
I better bag and board this shit.
I bag and boarded them. It's funny, Rob. I bag and boarded the set of them, and I got some stacked about this high. If they ever pop off, I got them. I go right up there and bag and board. But they're safe. No one's touching them.
Well, you know what? I treat my free comic book day books like I paid for them. I'm bag and board all mine. Like because I mean, you never know. I mean, look how many free comic book day books have actually turned out to be
a bunch of them,
some sleepers, man. You know,
stuff.
Yeah, they throw stuff in there just because of that. They know.
Yeah, I mean, you would think you pay money for a book that was free. You know you should.
Yeah. You paid money as soon as they paid 1 cent.
About
man.
a book that at the in the dollar bin where it said free comic book day, and I go to the front and I'm like, "Hey, is this free?" And they're like, "Oh no, it's $1." It's promo.
right?
God. One of the worst things I ever heard was somebody letting their grandmother run the store while they went to go run and deposit a check. They came back and found out a bunch of their old Golden Age stuff was gone from the top row because the grandmother just went, but they're only 10 cents, right?
Oh, wait.
To be fair, this was the 90s when that happened.
To be fair, it still don't matter, Rob.
I would think that in 2020, 2015, 2010, people would know better. But the 90s, maybe not as much.
Where's my Batman 9? I sold it for $10.
See, at this moment, I need a time. I need a time machine and to go. I need a time machine to go to that exact time the grandmother took over.
Time machine.
And scoop them all up.
Hey, me and Al are going to the way back, man, because we gonna make a different decision. Oh man.
Yeah, man. Dang. Boy,
Hey,
that's
I didn't tell you this one, Al. When I first got back into comics after being gone for a while, I got back. I would go on Craigslist and stuff, and the guy had some Fantastic Fours. You know, that's one of my favorites. So I said, he said he had a bunch. Come check them out. There's some early ones. So I go, right? He wanted $600. So I had the money in case. I go there. He's got Fantastic Four 5. First appearance of Dr. Doom, right? But it was beat up condition. It was maybe a 2. But I didn't realize. I was like, man, that shit's all beat up. I don't want that book, man. I want, good. I left all that in boxes everywhere. Man, I would go right back to that deal and go, hey, man, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take everything because the boxes, I don't even know what was in. He didn't care what was in the boxes. He just knew the Fantastic Four were worth a certain amount of money. And I said, man, they're in terrible condition. And I didn't buy. And I was the first one to see the collection probably.
Oh, wow.
Put it up to
Probably a 48 in there.
God, I didn't know what I was doing. It would have been just 5 months later. I would have been like, oh, I got to get this damn Fantastic Four 5 for $600 alone. That book you can't get for $600 in 0.5. You can't get one.
I just saw first appearance of Watcher 2.0 on eBay for about $300.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I saw Comics Elite. He does a lot of the auctions and stuff. But if you go on his page, you see the books he sells for people. He does he sells books for you, commissions or whatever. They had a Fantastic Four number 5. It was 0.1. It was a 1. But it presented really good. It was kind of beat up on the spine, a little bit discolored. $1,800.
Yeah.
And for a 1, I was like, I just didn't. I was thinking I was getting ripped off. That's all I could think. They're ripping me off. No.
Hey, so we got to develop the time machine and fast, man.
Yeah, because I'll go back, and that was the number 5 was there was other ones. I'm not even sure. I just knew that, that's my all-time Holy Grail spy. And it was right in my hands, and I turned it down. Oh, I might
just
not
and Al, just make sure you go further back and leave yourself a note. Don't sell giant size X-Men.
I go beat myself up though. I don't do it, dude. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, sold it for $50.
Yeah, I saw that in a 181 a few years back. This was like in my 20s, and I thought I had grown out of comic books. And
man, I did the same thing, man.
Yeah,
I sold pretty much my whole collection. You know what I mean? And now I'm trying to replace it and seeing as you can't find them as easy as you do.
And it's crazy because while we were over at the store, I was looking at a lot of the back issues that I have for Uncanny. And I'm saying to myself, I'm like, man, I'm glad I got back into comic collecting at the time that I did, because even some of the like around the Chris Claremont, like the issue like 100 through like
100 to 108,
108, 200,
going up.
I mean, some of those are averaging $8, $9, $10 a pop, and they're not even keys. So I'm glad I got back in when I did. So.
And whoever would have thought that issue 96 with Moira McTaggart would become a key?
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that book is commanding like some serious money, man. It's like, that's insane.
At least $150, $200, man.
Yep. Yeah, I'm scared to find out what's going to be next, because I'm sure after Hickman is done, there's going to be a few more keys that's going to come out of it. Like they're going to have it's like the first appearance of Maggot is going to be like $300 or something, I'm telling you,
$300 for Maggot?
Watch, Sean. Watch. It might not be Magic. It might not be Maggot. It might be somebody like Marrow or something. But something's going to happen, and Jonathan Hickman's going to put a spin on somebody else. And when he does, that book is going to skyrocket now. Might not be Maggot. And if it is Maggot, I don't see it being a $300 book, but I guarantee you it's going to go up. Oh my God, I got to get the first appearance of Maggot. Like, really?
It's going to be part of the fucking Chuck Austin run.
Oh, hell no. Worst run ever.
I'm telling you.
I'm
No,
telling
I
you.
already know exactly the issue that they're going to reference. They're going to say that somebody shat out a child when Angel flew up in the sky and had sex in front of this other kid's parents in the sky. And then later on, they'll say, hey, well, they shot out a kid, and now this kid is like Wolverine Part 2.
Right.
Oh
Ah,
my god.
that Chuck Austin run was.
He has special
It was
powers
the
that allow
worst.
his blood.
I ran it on that on Instagram a few years back. Oh man, that shit. And that was during the time where I didn't really understand Grant Morrison and his take on X-Men. I didn't care for the leather suits. I'm like, what the fuck is this B&W shit, man?
They wanted to make it look like the movies, and so hence they had BDSM X-Men and
Yep.
Scott being the leather sub.
So Remo,
But
what's one of the best books you looking to get back? You said you're getting back book. What is a book you're like, this is the book, the main one you're looking for that you got rid of?
GSX1.
Definitely. I never had that book.
For me,
One never had it.
Probably it's that Punisher run. That's the one I'm looking for now. I told the guy in my LCS, it's like I'm not looking to get like perfect grades because for the most part I want the books to kind of be in the. I kept my books in good condition, but I want them to be in the condition they would be in now if I still had them.
So you want a 6 or 7 in that area?
You know,
Not
it doesn't.
Beat up, just
I want to have them. You know,
you just want to have them, yeah.
Yeah, I just want.
You don't have to have 9/8 and white pages and no creases.
Yeah, none of the books I want are, you know, I read all my books. You know, they were newsstand books, but they weren't in perfect condition when I bought them. You know what I mean? When you go to 7-Eleven and buying them off the spinner racks, they're hanging over.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And there's just, you know, I used to buy them. There was a video store by my house I would go rent movies at, and the guy used to sell his books. So I would always go in there and buy books out of there. So he would have, you know, stuff that was already bagged and boarded, and, you know, Golden Age books and Silver Age books. Like he would have different stuff in there. He was selling his own collection, so he'd have it marked up. But I mean, I would buy stuff in there. So, you know, I had my little runs.
So that's the main run you want. You want that Punisher run.
Yeah,
that
Punisher
those 5
there's
that
like
got taken from you.
Yeah, there's like certain books that stick out in my head, like the Spider-Man versus Wolverine, where they're fighting in the cemetery. Like I had that one, like, you know what I mean? Like there's certain issues, like it's not really runs, it's issues, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's that book.
Yeah, it's like the book that I would.
It don't even have to be a key, but it was. It's a book that reminds you of that time. Yeah,
it brings me back to that time. That's all. Like when I remember when I bought it, and just, you know, how I was thinking when I got home, couldn't wait to read it, or when I remember what book was it? I'm trying to remember what book it was. It was an X-Men book, but I was reading it in the back of second. I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade. And I was reading it in the back of class, and my teacher was mad because I wasn't listening. So she took the book and threw it at the chalkboard. You know what I mean?
Bro, I have stories.
I was so upset. I was so upset. You know what I mean? So much that I don't even remember what book it was. But just the fact that she threw my comic book, like I'll never forget that. You know what I mean? Like she threw that shit from the back of the room all the way to the fucking chalkboard. I was just like,
she was mad. Whoa.
Everybody in here to have a similar feel of how that felt like. Go back and watch the movie Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, because there's some kid that's reading issue number 298 or 299 of Amazing Spider-Man, and the teacher rips it out of the kid's hand and tears it up. And watching it today, you go, "What are you doing?"
Yes.
Man, I remember a teacher that, you know, snatched up my comic books. You know, I'm in the back of the room. You know, he saw me that, so he came all the way back there, snatched up. I think I was reading some Wolverine and stuff. He snatched my comic books and straight threw them in the trash, man. It was like he just threw them in there. I was like, damn, I was shedding tears, bro.
From that point, though, I remember something happened to my daughter in school, and I went to the teacher and I told her, I was like, look. Because she had took like something that was like a little bottle of hand sanitizer that was like a dog, you know, but we have Boston Terriers, so I always have my daughter having hand sanitizer, and I told her to give it to your friends. I don't want you getting sick, and I don't want you bringing that stuff home to me. This was pre-COVID. This was like this year. So her teacher took it away, and then she lost it. And we couldn't find it to buy her a new one, and my daughter was destroyed. And I told her, I said, look, don't take nothing from my daughter. And if you do take it away, you protect it like it's yours, and you give it to me at the end of the day. Don't just be taking stuff from the kids and thinking you can throw that stuff away. Like, you know what I mean? Because that happened to me.
A cell phone.
Well, yeah, that's the same thing. It's
Oh,
like, you know
I lost it.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. It's like, yeah, I don't mind you taking it away from them because they shouldn't be toying around with it in class. But don't lose it. You know what I mean? Don't lose it or destroy it. Like, don't do none of that. Like, I ain't giving you that permission. Yeah, they wrong for reading comic books in the back of the classroom, but you give it back to them after class. You know, discipline them and then give it back to class. So it might be worth the money later on. You're throwing it in the trash, man. You got coffee in that trash can and everything else, and you throwing my book in there. What's wrong with you,
man?
But yeah, man, like yeah, it was like, you know, there was certain runs that I was reading, and there was books that I had, and like I sold them or traded them, and like now I'm like I could have had in 4th grade, I could have had Hulk 181, and I was trading a Transformer. I forget, it was like I remember it was the Army Jeep Transformer, but dude wanted my Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, and I didn't want to throw it in the deal, and he was like, well, I'm not going to trade you. Now, I wish he could have had everything. He could have had it all now. If I would have went back now.
So you're in the Wayback Machine going, do that trade.
Do that deal, man. Do that deal, man. He wanted, and I was like, you're greedy.
hey, if you
Snake Eyes?
You know, as a G.I. Joe fan, you want that Storm Shadow and Snake Eye, so you pushing for it. Those are 2 cool characters.
What's wrong with you? just take Optimus Prime and his trailer.
hey, I didn't collect any of the G.I. Joes, but we were out this weekend. Me and Sean, and Boat is a big G.I. Joe fan.
Yeah.
So the guy had some G.I. Joe, so we pulled them out. So I always buy one for the kids because they collect them too. They love the G.I. Joe. So I said, so he brings all these out. And there was one, it was in a ski uniform, and he had skis. I said, I'll take that one. And his name was Snow Job. So we go online, and he's like, man, Steve gave me a snow job today. I'm like, what you do to him? I'm like, I got him a damn G.I. Joe Snow Job.
Yeah, right.
Now just cue up that scene in the movie Clerks where you have Veronica explaining what a snow job is.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. Exactly.
Not the same thing.
He'd be like, yo, Boat, how was that snow job?
Yeah, how was that snow job?
I will not explain what that is, but for those of you at home, there's a thing out there called Urban Dictionary, and if you look that up, you're welcome, or I'm sorry, alternative.
Yeah, there was a few of those because everybody in my elementary school, we all collected comic books, you know, because the 7-Eleven by our school and there was a bookstore, and they both sold everywhere in my town sold comic books. The grocery stores, you know, everybody sold comics, so everybody had comics.
Yeah, that was my buddy. He said when he came to Tampa, but he moved from Virginia. Mm-hmm. He said he would go out with his grandparents. They would buy him a comic book every week, whatever he picked. And you know, this is years later. His grandfather had died, but his grandmother had passed away, but she was a hoarder. So her whole house I'm talking the boxes everywhere where you only got the path to get through. So I'm like, man, we got to go to that house, man. He goes, why? I say, man, them comic books, man. She's probably got every comic book from the 40s and 50s and 60s that you guys had, because you know we were born in the 60s, so they probably had them from the 40s. Who knows what they had? I'm like, we got to go. He's like, I'm not going, man. I said, man, we're going, man. This is my best friend. I said, we got to go. I'll rent everything. I'll go there. He would not go. I was so mad at him for that. I'm still mad about that shit. You know how hoarders are. I mean, they got money stashed everywhere. I said, there's money probably stashed everywhere. Because his dad had his grandfather had he had one of those Cudas, the 72s, which
Yeah.
it was purple. It was
Oh, yeah.
purple, so it's
Yeah.
a 70s muscle car.
Yeah.
That
We
was his
only
car.
have-
So I'm like, man, and his grandfather worked the whole. I said, man, he's got some bangers in there. I know he does, man. That was even before I came back. And he would not go. He would not go. I could not talk him into it, no matter what.
My
He said the
aunt
place
used
is
to-
going to get condemned. I said, man, they had antique furniture and all that. He just gave it all away. Y'all can have it all. Just condemn the whole house. Oh, I was distraught.
My cousin got me into comics, actually. My aunt, she owned at the hospital in Oakland. She had the gift shop, so she used to have a spinner rack. So my cousin, he had everything. He had all the comics. So he had this, the boxes when you go to the grocery store and they're full of like watermelons or whatever, like,
Yeah.
So he was to have one of those in the corner of his room, just full of comic books, like just thrown in there. You know what I mean? So I used to go over there and dig through them and read them. I'd pull up, and every book I pulled out, he had read, and he would explain to me. He would sit down, he'd be like, he'd be like Rob, you have the book of, and he'd be like, this book is about blah blah blah, and he'd tell you the whole deal.
Yeah, the whole thing, what it's about.
Yeah, and then you'd be like, oh my God, and then he'd be like, okay, I'm gonna give you this one, and he gave me my first like couple of them, and he would give me what he wanted me to read, but he would give me like Spider-Man, he gave me like these they were like independent comics back then, but it was like this I was into kung fu and stuff, so he gave me this one Shuriken. Like I got that whole run, you know what I mean? It was a bunch of stuff. It was like I kind of leaned towards, I got away from Marvel and started going towards the independents like early, and then I got some, but none of them really panned out. But then when I got back into like Marvel and everything, it was all about the X-Men, you know what I mean? New Mutants and everything like that. So yeah, there was towards the end though, that was kind of why it was easy for me to walk away, because a lot of the storylines were totally different than they were when I was growing up.
What's the book that you sold that was the most valuable? You're like, man, why did I sell that one? Why did I keep at least this one? Because you sold them, right? You didn't give them away. You sold them.
Just depend. Like when I graduated from high school, I bought a 71 Buick Skyline, right?
I know exactly what that looks like.
So I had to
redo my cousin Vinny, right?
All kinds of stuff, you know what I mean? So I traded a couple people for like engine parts. And,
yeah. I
just
remember a guy saying
radios.
he did work for Amazing Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 or something. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, man. Stuff like that, you know what I mean? Because I was more at that point, I was into the girls. So it was like, that stuff meant more to me. Like I needed to have a car, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the car.
I started giving up the comic books because, girls would be like, why you got those books? Kind of like how your wives are now, you know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah, because it was like, see, like I was into sports, like I was good at all kinds of sports. I did it, but I liked comics, but it was like I couldn't talk about comics. It was kind of like, I ended up having, being friends with a bunch of, I was on like both sides of the aisle, say, so to speak. I was like, man, I like comics. I don't care what they say, man. Conan kicks ass, man. He's my boy. So I don't care what they say, man. You got something to say it to him.
Here's a question for everybody, because I know it's happened to all of us. You've been out with your girl, and all of a sudden you hear somebody else bringing up some conversation about some comic book, and you have expert level knowledge. So it's now time to jump into this conversation. Does your girlfriend or wife go, okay, let him have his fun, or go, oh, God damn it.
That's my wife's the, oh, God damn it.
Yeah, that's my wife.
She'd be like, oh, just leave them alone. Let them talk what they want.
I'm into a bunch of different
That's why I'm divorced.
I'm into comics.
I'm single, so.
But Rob, I can honestly say this with 100% certainty. Your expertise is miles more than mine. So I might not have gotten in trouble, but if they said something stupid, I'm like, oh man, he can't beat him. Superman can't outrun Flash to me. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what they put. Flash's superpower is speed. He's the fastest.
After working alongside with lawyers for the last several years, I say the same thing about anything. When somebody says, does this person beat this person in a race or in a fight? I'm going to say the same thing. It depends.
It does depend. It's anything can happen on. Why do you think they do fights like that? What
My
about
first
football?
question is,
Remo?
who's writing it?
The Jets beat
Huh?
Miami. Miami beats the Jets, and the Jets beat the Patriots. How does that shit happen? You're like they
And
each
yet-
beat
and
each
yet-
other.
So I can
And yet
explain
the
that one
Jets and the
too, because
Patriots still
Lawrence
don't make the
Taylor-
playoffs.
Well, I was going to say Lawrence Taylor. If you say it doesn't matter how good the team is, I remember about 20 years ago, Lawrence Taylor in a 2020 or 60 Minutes interview was going through how he would beat the other team. He would pay to send hookers and blow over to the other teammates to make them stay up all night long partying until, holy shit, I got a game at like in 4 hours. And they would go and play terribly, and that's how he would win games. So I would say anything.
The bad thing is he really probably didn't even need it. He was that damn fast and good and strong too.
Yeah, he was good, but he just wanted that extra
Hey, but-
little.
Yeah, of course,
Steve,
of course. If you can get it,
Hey,
shoot.
Steve, you was probably there partying with him.
Yeah, he was probably the ringleader. He was probably wearing their
Proud of
uniform in disguise.
You showed up with him.
All right, guys, I'm gonna call it quits here.
All right.
Yo, it's been great having you on, Remo.
Did I
So
just
great.
take the show?
Thanks for
Yeah, I'm gonna take the show. We've been over 3 hours, man. I'm hungry now.
Yeah, when you get into Sean's food time, that's when the show comes to an end.
I gotta,
Right
I
now,
thought it was my hookers and blow talk.
I gotta shut down for you.
It's only 5:30 in the afternoon. Kids can't be hearing this.
Yeah,
We gotta talk hookers and blow at 12 o'clock p.m. in the morning when kids asleep, late night. But yeah, man, this is an awesome show. I had so much fun as always. I always look forward to these weekend shows. Steve, you're always on here, man. Great to have you.
oh yeah, man, it's a good time.
Remo, you get the invite every week, man. So
All right, I appreciate it, man. Definitely.
Yeah,
Rob,
man.
you was late, but hey, you made it. And you still got to have some fun and have great chats. And Al, it was great seeing you out there hunting for books, pulling the Biggie sack, showing off the fire books.
Right.
And then you was able to still make it back in time to show off with your haul. So that's
Right.
that's the beauty of this show. When we start, there ain't no end time.
Right.
Most shows be like, all right, we hit that hour-long mark, it's time to end the show. We be like, we just end the show when we ready to end the show.
Yeah, we trample on everybody's time. We don't
Yeah,
know what they're doing.
yeah.
We just keep it going.
Last night, Discovery Bay started at about 12:30 at night. I went and watched a movie called Becky, which was a mediocre piece of crap co-starring Joel McHale. He dies, by the way. Only reason to watch it. After the movie was over at 4:30 in the morning, I hop onto YouTube and going, holy shit, these motherfuckers are still going.
That would
They
be me.
started off 4 shots,
Remo
but
would be
then
like,
anytime
"He's still
somebody
going."
popped in $20 in the chat, they went, okay, another round of shots, until by the time that I pop in, they're like on their 20.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I gotta go
So
rewatch.
watch the replay of that, especially towards the end.
Oh man,
God.
I was there. I was in the chat for the beginning part of that show, but then I tapped out. But yeah, yeah. Bye, Fresh
All right.
Princess.
Later,
Everybody in the
Princess.
chat, thanks for showing up. We'll
Don't
definitely
die.
be looking forward. Next week, California Blend is going to be on the show again, so we'll definitely be going over her artwork. And I gotta
It was-
close off with this California Blend sketch cover. So
Well, I'm not going to give out the one I get. They'll be here Tuesday. I'll
Yep.
show it next week.
So for now, enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody, and stay safe.
Yes, sir.
Find hoarder houses. That way you can find some stuff like this.